Hi there, my name is Phixfox, and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 2. It has been way too long since we got the opportunity to return to the kingdom of Spritely following our good King Phixxy, and I am loving the opportunity to be here with you here today. Folks, my life is better when I have the opportunity to play some quality Heroes of Might and Magic 2 with some quality people, and I think that some of those quality people are here today in the chat. We've got Tundar, we got Eliodard Solich, we've got Kutsu, we've got Chris. We've got so many wonderful people here right now, and there's going to be so many wonderful people that will catch us later, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you. So, folks, let's take you on the grand tour here in the kingdom of Spritely. So, this is Spritely's expansion. This is, I believe, what, the 5th or 6th map from Tundar, a distinguished map maker. We do have our map maker here today. We also have Manny MM in the chat, by the way, as well, everyone. We started off here in this kind of center area with our good... Well, there's Tundar. Let's see, where are we? There we are. With King Phixxy the Warlock. King Phixxy the Warlock, we rolled at this very start. There was a prison here, there was a prison here. We have rescued Tundar, we have rescued Vammy, and we have gone through this beautiful starting area, and we've secured what looks to be something of a box. Yes, it looks like with this beach sort of line, there is a little bit of a delineation, as you can see on the adventure map, between our starting area and what lies before it. We are mostly clearing out this starting area, and there is much more to be done, I am sure. We do have a castle that we started off here with in the bottom left. This is the Castle of Rest. It was a town, but now it's a castle, and we have gotten this all the way up to Green Dragons. Pretty big point, just so we're clear. That's a pretty important moment there, because now we at least have some dragons that can long-term help us to clear out the map and do wonderful things. And we've also had a bunch of adventures, again, fighting enemies here and there. We've secured this main continent, and let's go through the many people that we have currently on our team. This map has lots of wonderful Phixfox community members present as enemy heroes, as friendly heroes, and right now, of course, we have King Phixxy, we have Tundar the Barbarian here at level 14, we have Alina the Gnome, the Warlock. Apparently she was one of the enemies, and we have since had her fall to some forces, and now we've rehired her for ourselves. Xenofex, the Might and Magic man himself, Phixxar the Sorceress. This is a reference to previous Heroes games, specifically other Spritely maps. Vammy the Vampire there, present. Kutsu, hey, Kutsu, here you are. Here you are, level 10 Warlock. Lunatic the Sorceress. It would not be a Spritely map without Lunatic the Sorceress. And then we're back to the very beginning. Folks, there's an awful lot to do and an awful lot to see. I am excited to find many more friends out in the future. We will see what we can find as soon as we possibly can. Wanted to thank Roman. Roman, thank you for the subscription. It's a pleasure to have you here. Welcome, welcome. And welcome to everybody again who's here now and everybody that we'll find later. Eliodar says, perfect. Watched part 1 on my 10-hour flight from Germany to Hong Kong. Oh my goodness, international traveler. Way to go. Appreciate that. And I appreciate I could be there for your international travels. Someday I hope to follow you in your footsteps. Manny MM says, hey, Mr. Fox. Hey to everyone. Hello to you, Manny. And Kutsu says that they're starting with all of the maps in Heroes of Might and Magic 2 and going through them piece by piece. And they're going to rank them and mark them. It's going to be a big Excel spreadsheet. And they're going to do whatever they can to complete the entire catalog of the Heroes of Might and Magic 2 games. Let's see who can beat who to the very beginning, or rather the very end of all those maps. Kutsu or me, one of us is going to have to try to get through all of them. Roman's in the chat. Hello, Roman. It's a pleasure to have you here. And Window Ellis says, hey, ho, Fix. Hold on. Looks closely at your beard growing since last time. Yes, this is what you get if you just let it go. We're officially beard maxing, folks. This is the Phixfox beard maxing. Marcus is in the chat. Hey, good evening to everyone here. And yes, hopefully my beard is magnanimous as I am. Hopefully I can match the magnanimousness of my beard. The beard is simply what it is. I hope that I can improve my own personal capacity as a nice individual. Okay, alrighty, folks. Well, it's time to go and I think hit end day here. So we've got King Phixxy here on this right-hand side. I don't remember what we were up to, but we are kind of here on this right-hand side. We've got Tundar not too far away. We got Alina the Gnome holding down the fort here in the Castle of Rest at the bottom left. We've got Xenofex, who's kind of clearing out this area here on the left side of the main continent. And we do have Phixxar. Yes, Phixxar's in the desert. She's also taken this Castle of Hoops. We do want to get that upgraded as quickly as possible. I think that there was some hidden stuff. Yes, look at all this hidden stuff in the tree line here. It doesn't look like there's anything, but if you just slow down a little bit, you will find some nice stuff in there. Looks like Vammy is kind of in the top center of the main continent. Looks like going to an arena, maybe going to go to the Dragon City. Have we taken this Dragon City yet? I don't think so. I think that, is Vammy going to try and do this? Vammy, you wild and crazy person, you, with no spell points, I don't think that this is a good idea. But then again, 112 battle dwarfs, that's a pretty good reason, possibly. And then Kutsu's to the very south of the main continent. We're going to, I think, just clear up windmills and whatever else we can find here with Kutsu. And then Luna the Lunatic is on the main continent. Important to note, though, I remember this. Luna does have a summoned boat. And there's an issue. We do want to summon boats, but we don't want to summon away this boat away from Phixxer, because Phixxer's got some major forces. We had like 20 Phoenixes join us for free. And with these stats and these artifacts and everything going on here, I think that Phixxer is going to be ready to just clear out all of these different areas and do tons of work. Folks, that's enough for now. Let's make sure that there's no other purchases here to make, though. It's day 4 of the current week. I think that we're going to wait on red towers and such. By the way, Alamar the Warlock, he's present. We are not going to hire him. That seems like a bad idea with 3 tax lanes. And Maximus the Knight is also here at the moment. We're going to wait on everything. I am going to pick up this dungeon, though. You know what? Hold on. Let's go back and look through. Barracks is this castle here on the main continent. I don't think that this is really our primary focus. Getting into Cyclops is nice, but not required. And I'm wondering just kind of about this ore. The reason I'm looking right now is I'm wondering about ore. Necroplantatia, that is in the main continent to the right-hand side of the center. Below that, we've got Cottonites, Sorceress Town, can be upgraded. And then we do have Hoops here. Yeah, so Hoops, if we could get this into the Green Tower this week, we'd really love to. So for that reason, I'm going to hold off on getting dungeons, statues, and anything like this, because Green Towers do require 30 ore, and that is quite a bit. So let's see if we can get to this point. If we can, that'll be wonderful. Let's make the easy purchase with the nest. You might as well get it. It's 2,000 gold. And that's not going to slow you down anyway. And so therefore, let's actually wait on all of the purchases until we get a little bit more into it. Folks, this is the end of month 2, week 1, day 4, on to month 2, week 1, day 5. And Christina Diamonds is in the chat. Hi Fix and everyone. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year to you. I hope that everyone is doing lovely. I hope that 2026 is treating all of you rather fantastically. That is my hope. That is my goal for you. Window Ella says, immaculate beard. It gives blood morale to your chat. Thank you, chat. I appreciate that, Window Ella. Yes, for you, I will never grow the beard. I actually asked myself the other day, how long can I get it before my boss tells me I need to clean it up a little bit? We will see. Shmaka says, the map from last time. Nice. Yes, indeed. And so speaking of that, we saw some enemies here in this upper right corner. There was a breastplate of Andrin, there was a helmet of Andrin, and now there's this sword of Andrin guarded by lots of black dragons. There's this red tent here. The red tent is going to unlock the possibility for us getting into Count. Wait for it. Steeson. It's Count Steeson, I believe, is, if I recall correctly, who we're supposed to try and track down. And it looks like, I think it was Liquid Yeti, of course, the fantastic Spanish streamer. He is one of our enemies that cleared out most of these artifacts, but he stopped short of the Black Dragons. I believe he Dimension Doored over here. So folks, I believe the Dimension Door is on the table. Just keep that in mind. Though we are strong, our enemies are also quite strong. Home Dries is in the chat. Hello, Phixfox. Hello, everyone else. Nice to have you here. Welcome, welcome. I think that Tundar, I think that you are quite capable of going through orcs and all these creatures. You might as well. These creatures look to be worth experience, if nothing else. 430. And then Tundar is going to pick up his last skill here. We could take the diplomacy. We could take the scouting. I think that at this point, Tundar is an exceptional hero. I think that the diplomacy is always going to be a good decision. If for no other reason, then it will allow us to run later. Now, here's the question. Horde of Peasants. Do you really want to get these goblins at the moment? Not really. But if you let the Horde of Peasants just grow and ferment, this might be good for a Necromancer later to kind of take over. I mean, we've got Vammy with Advanced Necromancy now. This could be a meaningful amount of skeletons later, and I don't really need the goblins. I will wait. We will wait. We will come back later, and we will have Tundar rain terror upon the rest of the creatures here on the beachhead. And one thing I just kind of realized, so there is an observation tower here, but it looks like there might be a little bit of a land bridge here in the corner. Does this lead us to new and fun opportunities? Quite possibly. I think that we positioned ourselves over here so we could sail, but then we realized that we at least need King Phixxer or Phixxer right here to get back to the boat before we do anything silly like that, just to make sure that we don't run afoul of stranding or marooning one of our main players on this little spit of land here. Looks like I'm really looking for these little bits of whatever. Okay, we're right here. Okay, it looks like it's not going to be until right there. Aha, ore. Well, that answers my question. Earlier, I'd wondered about whether or not it would be a good idea to make some purchases, dungeons and such. And it looks like we got a couple of nice things here. It looks like there's an artifact cleverly hidden that I can't quite see what it is. We better step on it to find out. And then I think I will also go out of my way to pick up this Spade of Necromancy. We talked about Vami using the diplomacy, or rather the diplomacy via necromancy. You will join my army. And the Spade of Necromancy helps increase your diplomacy in turning people into skeletons. I don't know if Vami really wants to go up in this direction. The nice thing about this map is that if you look, there's lots of avenues you can go, but I believe that Tundar's done a really nice job in making some of these avenues cost you a little bit more through the use of the terrain. For the swamp, right, the penalty is then again 1.5 times more movement penalty. And so you could travel up these roads, but if you don't have pathfinding, Vami does, then it does take you a little bit longer to kind of make good on that area. So I don't know. We will see. We will see what we end up doing. We enter into an arena. We face a pack of vicious lions. We handily defeat them. To the wild cheers of the crowd, impressed by your skill, the aged trainer of gladiators agrees to train you in the skill of your choice. Given that we are potentially about to fight some dragons here, I think that we're going to go for this attack skill because it looks like there's an earth summoning altar. I think we're going to try and pick up the earth summoning altar and then use those forces to win this fight. The butler admits you to see the master of the house here at Xanadu. He trains you in the 4 skills a hero should know, so Vami is getting stronger. Not a lot of spell points, but strong in every other which way. Is there a magic well anywhere nearby? I don't recall one. And for lack of a better, well, focus, I do tend to remember those sorts of things. I don't see one, but I do see this opportunity here with the Earth Elementals. We've got 52,000 gold. I think that we're going to be able to use these forces, have poor, terrible morale, and still defeat these dragons. As you approach the bubbling pit of mud, creatures begin to climb out and position themselves around it. In unison, they say, Mother Earth would like to offer you a few of her troops. Do you want to recruit Earth Elementals? Yes, I do. 17, even 17 should be pretty darn good for me. We will take these, and I think that we're going to fight this Dragon City first thing in the morning. Again, not a lot of spells, nothing that's really going to buff us. Can't animate dead, can't do this damaging spell, can't slow dragons. It's going to be might on might, but I believe that we have enough forces to make this fight go okay. Albeit, there's going to be some pretty tremendous losses still. I will trade the low-level troops for the high-quality dragons. Just you wait. I will do it. An old knight appears on the steps of the gazebo. My liege, I will teach you all that I know to aid you in your travels. 1,000 experience, and Luna the Lunatic is absolutely going to take logistics with the +1 knowledge. I think that the logistics at this point is very important just for all the secondary and tertiary heroes. Whatever I can do to make sure that we can maneuver around the map as quickly and as efficiently as possible, that is going to be the goal. And I think that that is going to be the best choice for Luna at this time. The keeper of the mill announces, "Milord, I've been working very hard to provide you with these resources. Come back next week for more." I do wonder about this keeper of the mill. What are his motivations? Is this just hush-hush money? Is this him trying to bribe anybody that'll take care of him? How many resources does he make on any given week? Like, if he makes 10, am I only getting 20% of all of his resources? I'm a little bit interested to know. I need some more information here, but I got a feeling that he's actually holding out on me. I don't think he's giving me 100% of everything he is getting on a week-to-week basis. We've got magic gardens, we've got desert tents, we've got tree houses and such. I think that we're going to go in this direction. We've already kind of cleared out magic garden here, windmill here. Let's kind of go into this eastern area. By the way, Staff of Wizardry, +5 spell power, several red dragons. Bit of a problem here. I wonder if there's something in this corner. And there is this little corner here. My goodness. My goodness. So much to do. So much to see. And so then I guess that King Phixxy now. We only have 2 artifact slots left. Do you really want to step on this artifact for the all-seeing eye pendant? What's it called? I think that that's what it's called. I think you do. I don't think that we want to be falling prey to blinds anytime soon. Oh, and there's a nearby Titan guarding this artifact. That's why it's lasted so long. We will fight that Titan. We will lose 3 archers, and we will take the Seeing Eye Pendant. There you go. There you go. We will be immune to blind spells, and we'll be happy for it. And I don't think that I have a problem picking up Trees of Knowledge, for example. Anything that's a +1 stats, I think we're going to pick up all of these as much as we can. We come to the Strange Stone Edifices, and silently the Druids teach us their spellcasting prowess for +1 spell power. And this tree of knowledge, we'll step on that as soon as we can. I do want to remind myself that Luna is probably going to pick up the windmill, maybe stay there on day 7, and then head back to summon that boat. I think that by then, Phixxer should be where she needs to be, I believe. +1 defense to the north, and lots of orc chieftains to the north. Okay, okay. Everything's fine. Halflings to the south. We go from 2 stacks of 71 up to 1 stack of 81. So 10 halflings here, 10 more halflings here. Yes, indeed. And we will head south with these forces. By the way, obelisk. Important to note, we do have some good information. This looks to be a wizard castle and some okay, and some volcanic terrain. I mean, I see volcanic terrain right here. Is it possible that the ultimate artifact is just over here? That would be pretty lovely if we can make that happen. We will see. And Alina the Gnome, unfortunately, Alina just needs to stay put. She's a good, competent spellcaster and hero of her own right. I mean, she's good, but unfortunately, I want to keep her around, and I don't have a way to get her off of this little spit of land. Maybe at some point I can get a level 2 mage guild. Maybe she can get a summon boat for herself. But right now, meh, probably not. Let's go to the other Warlock Castle. This is Hoops, and let's start working on the screen tower. You need the maze, you need the swamp, and it's going to take quite a bit of resources here. So let's go swamp first. And remember, we need 30 ore. We're picking up 4 a day. So I think I'm actually good to go back here. And I think, yeah, let's go for the dungeon right now. And then let's go for a statue. We still have 30. That'll be fine. I got a statue here. Hoops has already made their purchase. Okay, alrighty. For day 5 and for this week, I think we're doing okay. Somehow we've avoided purchasing all that we need to with gold and such. I think that we only just recently came across getting 4 ore per day. In fact, I think I got 2 heroes. 2 heroes with an ore cart. Yes. 1 from Phixxar, that's +1 ore per day. Oh, +2 ore per day. That's a full mine right there. We've only got 1 ore mine. We only just picked that up recently, but we are getting 1 of each precious resource generating mine. Spells should be on the horizon. Okay. I think that we have one final decision to make. Do you want to upgrade any of these towns into castles? We only have 17 wood, so for now the answer is no, but that is still an important thing to check in on. We're going to hit end turn and go month 2, week 1 into day 6. And Schmaka says, 2026 is treating me with lots of snow. Is that good or bad? Some people really enjoy the snow and some people really don't. And I personally enjoy snow. If it's going to be cold, I say to myself, I might as well enjoy some snow for myself. I don't know. Now as I'm an adult, I don't get snow days like I did when I was a child, right? Like you still got to go to work, even if kids don't got to go to school. And so you got to find a way there. Maybe the snow's not the best. And I'm not too big of a winter sport kind of a person myself, unfortunately. I just don't do a lot of snowboarding and skiing, although I'm in the perfect part of the world to do so. But still, some people enjoy the snow more than others. That's fair to say. And Chris says, actually, 2026 hasn't started too well. Let's hope it's just hiccups. Oh no. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully whatever's going on is just some minor, small, unfriendly moments. Then again, there's a lot to be said about 2026 starting off strong. If you can start off really strong, life tends to go pretty well for you. I'm a big fan of starting off strong and then ending strong as well. But even so, if that's not what we're able to do here, that's okay. I'm sure that things are gonna pick up for you. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Soren Denmark says it's tax lien. Hello, Soren. Nice to have you here. Welcome. What's a tax lien? The tax lien on Alamar, the hero in the oh no, the tax lien is the artifact in the desert that Phixxer is going to pick up. Is that what you're telling me? I'll bet that that's what you're telling me. And so Phixxer is going to stumble right upon it, and I'm immediately going to be very sad. If that's the case, then I'm going to be sad, but I will understand. I feel like Tundar has done a good job as a map maker in letting us have lots of fun toys and treasures to play with, and also giving you a couple of opportunities to fail, which is good. We need some balance here. The map maker does need to present a little bit of a challenge, I do believe. Folks, 60 halflings goes down to this fight. I wish I could have avoided that. I think you lost 58 halflings with that first salvo of these rangers. Woof, not a good time. We're going to take the experience here, and I think, yeah, we might as well pick up this graveyard. 75 halflings, 20 of these mutant zombies per stack. This shouldn't be too big of a problem. We tentatively approach the burial ground of ancient warriors. You want to search the graves? Yes, I do. Looks like the losses are actually fairly acceptable. They're fairly acceptable, but let's do this. And by the way, when King Phixxy did level up, he did pick up the Expert Necromancy. That just seemed to me to be a pretty good thing to do. Okay, we could pop down 5 of these mutant zombies at a time. We could do some disrupting rays, steel skins. I'm just gonna pop a couple of these magic arrows, and let's see if we can keep this vampire alive. Oh, mutant zombies are actually gonna go for the halflings. Yeah, so I actually changed the fight by moving the ogre lords to the north. The auto combat said no, that's not the primary target here. So I've done a little bit of a failure. Wow, 75 halflings killed pretty much 1 full stack. I wasted a lot of damage there. My bad. But if we're kind of forced to be in this position, I think that we might as well just kind of send it and brawl. Vampires are going to wait. They're just going to end up taking a hit here. Could help it. I'm not going to. We do not lose a vampire yet, but even with the steel skin, it looks pretty rough. Pretty rough. Let's not waste the damage from the halflings. Yeah, 1 full stack dead. That's the way I like it. There is just about that vampire down. It's coming pretty quick. 14 HP left. It's possible we can avoid losing 1. Yeah, 7 HP left. We're getting pretty close. And the problem is that I think that the halflings are about to take some damage. I don't think I can help it. So we're going to let the orcs and the sprites attack this stack here. With the good luck, not once, but twice. The stack of 11 goes down to 1. And there, the halflings lose their turn. That's especially bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. The ogre lords are compelled to move back. We will lose the 1 vampire. And I mentioned in the previous fight, I think it was X-Steph on YouTube, made the comment and said, man, that first fight was jarring because my very first fight in the greed map that we did not too long ago and posted. The first fight had some Phixfox knocking off the rust, as it were. And I think that X-Steph said it was so jarring because I missed a couple of opportunities I usually don't miss. And it's quite possible that we are knocking off some of the rust here. Maybe I should play a warm-up game before we go live on camera. Maybe I do need to do a little bit of a warm-up in the future. We will see. Mage's Ring of Power, +2 spell power, 1,000 gold. I will take it. And we still get out of that fight fairly okay. We even saved the Orc Chieftains. Hey, it's not too bad. Although morale is a bit of a problem, can't you tell? Tundar, rally the forces. I believe in you. Inspire the men. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Katsu says, I've had to boost Earth allies up on my rankings a bit. Do tell. So the immunity to lightning is worth a lot. It's protection money. Oh, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. So if you're trying to figure out what forces are the most valuable for you, you're saying that Earth Elementals, originally you had them ranked fairly low, but you've since kind of readjusted your thought process. I think that that's very fair. Of all the different forces that you could potentially have on the battlefield, I think Earth Elementals are solid. Their speed is a little bit lower than we would typically like to see, but I mean, they're good, they're solid, they do the job, they get the job done in every which way. With 50 HP, fortified damage, they're just solid. Again, the 3 speed though, that is a bit of a problem. And how often are you going to run into a meteor shower? It happens. It happens. So some vulnerabilities, but the immunity to lightning is maybe one of the most often seen spells in the game. So yeah. I think that, unfortunately, I hate to say it, my least favorite elemental is the air elemental. They are the fastest, but they also have the biggest damage range. They will do between 2 to 10, 2 to 8, 2 to 8 damage per elemental. And that means that you are absolutely able to get a strong breeze that knocks over your opponents, or simply a light little puff that tickles them. And the fact that they're not very reliable makes it a little bit difficult to really rely, again, on the air elementals. So unfortunately, I think that I have to rank, let's see, I think I'd rank fire elementals as being the more offensive option as my number 1 favorite elemental. So fire, then water. They're like the fire elementals, just a little bit more defensive. Then I would say earth elementals, and then I think I'd go for air elementals. That would be my general ranking, but when you're talking about resistances, I think that there's a big conversation to be had there as far as which ones are the more valuable and which ones are going to help you out the very, very best. Folks, I think that we've got enough gold that I think I can start to let some of these secondary heroes take some experience. Not all the time, but some of the times. I think that Xenofex is going to be okay with this diplomacy. Eagle Eye, I don't anticipate that they are ever going to run into a major enemy. Not an enemy hero anyway, but still, we will do our best. And here it is. Was it Schmackus? No, it was Soren Denmark said that this is a tax lien. Let's find out. Oh, close, close. Instead of taking 250 gold, this is going to give us 1 ore per day. We have found a goblin weaponsmithy making weapons for use against humans. With a tremendous yell, you and your army descend upon their camp and drive them away. The search finds a magic ore cart that never runs out of iron. Yeah, so 250 gold less per day versus, I don't know, if I'm trading right now, that's basically 50 gold per day per unit of ore. I will take it. I will take it. And it looks like there's a little bit more ore here. I said I was going to go grab this artifact, though. I said I was going to, but here's the problem, is that Phixxer is not going to be on this side of the world anytime soon. And the sooner I get into the boat, the sooner I can summon a boat over here. So let's do it like this. Let's just make a beeline. We're going to continue to try to increase the offensive capabilities of this castle, hopefully getting up to dragons by the end of this week, and then we're just going to let those dragons sit and get bigger and better and stronger all the time, and then eventually later we will come back ready to reap the reward for our patience. Okay folks, this is it. Vammy, I believe in you. 6 attack, 4 defense, 13 spell power, 6 knowledge, no spells. There's no spells. This is just a straight up brawl. I think that the best thing to do is slow creatures to the very center, flyers to the outside, although I think that the dragons are going to focus here and here. I don't think that they're going to focus on skeletons as much. I'm just trying to make sure that wherever I let the enemies attack me, that my other forces are going to be able to reach. I'm going to do it like this. This is going to be the general strategy I think will work best to take this fight. You stand before the Dragon City, a place off limits to mere humans. If you wish to violate this rule and challenge the dragons to a fight, that is why I'm here. It says it's a glorious victory. I do want to see kind of how this fight goes, though, a little bit there. Again, Vammy's got some good stats, high defense, high attack skill, and it looks like they are going to focus on the vampires first. I did anticipate that. Did say that, but you never know. You never know if you're going to be correct or not. Do we have any chance of luck? We do have good luck. If we hit good luck here, then we should kill 1 stack of dragons. We don't. 176 damage. Lots of damage from the red dragons left. And I set myself up, unfortunately, for a double hex attack. 11 vampires. I think that you might as well just try to kill this 1 red dragon. We do, albeit fairly luckily, I would say. Dwarves, they do take out 1 entire dragon stack. The hardy earth elementals are not slowed down by this 1 green dragon, and we do need to start pumping out some damage onto this black dragon stack. I don't think I can avoid setting myself up for double hex attacks pretty much anywhere. The black dragon's going to attack right here, I would reckon. Vampires and skeletons in just a second. I could stop it if I wanted to just take the damage here. I guess I'll try that. I'll try that. Yep. So dwarves and earth elementals take the damage instead of vampires and skeletons. I think I'm okay with that. But where's the dragon go? Another double hex attack. Okay. Understandable. Have a nice day. So 30 skeletons, 5 of the vampires, 2 earth elementals, 10 of the battle dwarves. You could say that the earth elementals weren't really necessary, but I'm okay with everything that just happened. And most importantly, I'm very happy to say that having defeated the dragon's champions, the city's leaders agreed to supply some dragons to the army for a price. Do we want to recruit dragons? I think that we do, but I think that we got to consider, do you let go of the sprites right now and pick up 2 dragons? I think with 2 dragons, all these fights instantly become much better. But your morale is going to be atrocious. Absolutely horrendous. Oh boy. You know, I mean, do you delete 36 sprites and take the forces now? Day 6. Day 6. There's no other nearby heroes that can kind of help us with this. Tell you what, though, there's this castle in Sancton. Here's what I'm going to do, folks. We're going to head up to this castle to the upper right. We're going to pick up whatever freebies we can along the way. It's day 6, so we should be able to get to this water wheel. We will drop off our forces here. We will prepare to make sure we have good morale for this Dragon City coming up. And then after we take this, drop off the troops, then we will consider this pack of Titans. Vammy is strong, but maybe not strong enough to take out those forces. We will wait and see. We don't have to make any decisions right now. Right now, this is a move to set ourselves up for success in the future. The future is not too far away. It's always only 1 day away. There you go. It's going to be the windmill here. And then I think I might as well just sit here with Luna, unless you really want to get back over here. It depends. Phixxer is 1, 2, probably 3 days away. All right. Luna is going to head back, and that's going to help King Phixxy figure out what to do with their decision-making process, their OODA loop, as it were. An OODA loop is something that it's an acronym that stands for Observe, Orient, Decide, and Act. It's the idea of how people make decisions in the moment, especially when under some great level of duress. When I'm playing Heroes of Might and Magic, I have an OODA loop myself. I have this like process of things I like to do in order to make sure that I don't mess up. Like last of which is typically making purchases in my towns and castles, right? But if you wonder, like, how does Phixfox consistently play so often in the same general way? It's because my OODA loop is so well established for this Heroes game. I'm still developing it for some other Heroes games. And other Heroes games I had a good OODA loop for, like Heroes 4, for example. You fall out of practice and then you don't have it anymore. So Heroes 2, we're hoping that we can just rely upon a pretty general strategy and list of tasks and things to do in order to be the most effective we possibly can. We come upon an obelisk, made from a type of stone we've never seen before. Staring at it intensely, the smooth surface suddenly changes to an inscription. The inscription is a piece of a lost ancient map. Quickly, we copy down the piece of the inscription, and it vanishes as abruptly as it appeared. Ohm says that they feel scammed when the windmill is ore. Yeah, me too, actually. Because it's like, hey man, that's I wanted something special here. Is this really all you've been doing? You've just been making ore this entire time? Couldn't you decide to pick something better? I think that the answer should be yes, but I don't know if they will. Let's do the view mind spell real quick. It looks like we got tons up here. Oh my goodness. And I believe, yes, all of these enemies are actually allied against us. So we can't hope that these enemies are going to attack each other. It's actually a bit of a strength at this point. If the enemies were all attacking each other, one color, one enemy, one faction would get stronger than the rest, and they would defeat everyone else, and then we would have one big enemy to defeat. I think I'd prefer to have 5 or 6 enemies to defeat rather than just one big bad evil guy. The only reason that that's worse for us is that if there's multiple factions, that means you can have up to 8 heroes per faction, and so we could potentially have at this point, what, 40 heroes running around in the darkness up here? And that could present some challenges as opposed to if it was all just green or just yellow or just orange or just red or just purple. They could only have up to 8. But, yeah, you know, I think in general, I would prefer that we have lots of enemies that are not allied against us. And let's take a good look at that now, actually, with Xenofex. Nestled among the trees sits a blind seer. After you explain the intent of your journey, the seer activates his crystal ball, allowing you to see the strengths and weaknesses of your opponents. Sandra the Peasant Killer's in the chat. Hello, Sandra. Nice to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Another Spritely campaign. Yes, this is the one that we started back in December. We just haven't been able to return until just now. We were very happy to do so. It's a pleasure to see you there. Nice to have you here. In the recent Greed campaign, I had to stop myself from saying, when we found Sandra the Necromancer in the tavern, I had to stop myself from saying, oh, it's Sandra the Peasant Killer. That's you. It was Sandra the Necromancer. But anyway, it's a pleasure to have you here. Welcome, welcome. And Ohm says, yeah, feels like that the windmill is withholding gems or something. I think so. I think you're right about that. I think you're right. Let's see. Tundar is saying negative morale with the bone dragons. Yeah, we got some morale issues. Tundar's done a great job as a map maker, giving us lots of adventure map dwellings that we can raise an army from, but they are a bit of a mismatch. It seems that morale is going to be a bit of an issue, so leadership and good morale artifacts are going to be a very important thing to have. Schmaka says, would you ever play the XL map Faction Wars, or is that too big of an undertaking? I'm totally down. I don't think I've ever played Faction Wars. I don't think I've ever seen it played. Yeah, so I don't know anything about Faction Wars. I'm definitely down for it. I don't know. Would it be too big to play on camera? Should it play it off camera, just so that way we can do one long video for it? Tough to say. Eliadar says that snow sucks. 14 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Jeez. 14 degrees. Yeah, no, none of that, please. Not for me. Not for me. And yeah, so we're in Denmark. The hidden artifact was the morale, or it was the ore. Gotcha. Styx is in the chat. Hey Styx, nice to have you here, and thanks for the nice comment on YouTube. It was nice to see you there as well. Let's see. Smaka says, well, the snow is nice at first, but then you got to shovel it several times a day. You know, that's really my issue. Is that somehow snow as a kid was fun and now it turns into more work. In fact, is as cold as it was today, folks, the reason why we started so late is because my car battery died and I had to work on getting it jumped. That took an extra 20-30 minutes. In fact, I'm here at the library and I'm charging my little battery pack just to make sure that I am going to be ready for the next issue that comes up. I'm sure it will. And Frodo the Blind's in the chat. Hey, howdy, Frodo the Blind. Nice to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Pleasure to have you. I hope that you're aware that you're not in this map version, but you are in the one that Tundar's released to the FHeroes2 Discord. And Wolvie D2G Mark. What's snow in Australia? There's only a handful of places that get it. We do get bushfires though. There's a kid I work with who's from the deep south in Georgia, and he has never seen snow before. And we took him out sledding the other day. He had the best time in the world. So if you've never seen snow, it's an experience. I hope that everybody gets the opportunity to enjoy snow at least once, and I also hope that everybody gets the opportunity to enjoy 200-degree temperatures like you have in Australia sometimes. Doesn't that just seem fair? You get to experience snow and everybody gets to experience blistering heat as well. That just seems right to me. Okay, alrighty. Let me get back on this. Oh, let me just welcome Vammy as well. Vammy, welcome back, Fix. Welcome back, Vammy. Nice to have you here. Okay, folks, I see some issues here. So this green player, this guy is tough. This is Liquid Yeti. I know that this is Liquid Yeti because I just know that this is Liquid Yeti. We've seen him already. We've kind of clicked on this portrait. He is tough, but he does not have the best troops. That bodes well for us. This yellow hero is going to be an absolute beast. Oh my goodness. Black dragons and these stats, I don't know how to deal with that. And then it looks like another Vammy type of portrait. This is, of course, I don't know. I don't know if this portrait has an actual name. I always know this portrait as Shadowcaster from Ghost Planet, but it might be that we have two heroes with the same portrait. Our Vammy and then this player out here. It looks like as far as total army strength, we are not doing too bad. It looks like Phixxy as our toughest hero. If we can get some good offensive stats on her, she can potentially defeat just about anybody. Let's keep an eye out on that. Let's use that information to know that she should go forth and try and do some damage where she's at. Otherwise, I think that right now the rest of these stats, nice to see that we're first in a lot of these areas. Let's head on south with Xenofex, grabbing this obelisk. We are uncovering a lot more of this land. A lot more indeed. We're gonna take the leadership here, especially since there's the steel golems and a couple pack of dragons. A couple of fights coming up. I don't think that the dragons is a wise fight with halflings and Medusa, but we will see what else is behind all that in just a moment or so. And then I must check yet again, is there's sulfur ore? Is this sulfur worth going out of our way for? I think it is. 11 sulfur. Yeah, I think you gotta get the sulfur. That's 5 sulfur. That's a big deal. We'll pick up this oasis. We're gonna get an extra 800 movement points from that. And there's this other patch of sulfur. That's another 4. And Vammy is making the long trip around. We're not gonna purchase these sprites. Yeah, we will. 54. We'll purchase the sprites because we're about to drop them off anyway. Might as well pick up the +1s and the 1,000 experience wherever we can. And then Katsu, 2 sulfur. Stables for 1 single day. 1 single day's worth is just going to be plenty for us. You found a group of druids worshipping at one of their strange stone edifices. Silently, they teach you new ways to cast spells, +1 to the spell power there. And I think that at this point, we will go grab the windmill, and maybe Katsu, your whole route is going to be to go from here to there to there to here-ish every single week. And so if you have any leftover time at the end of the day or the end of the week, you can rest. Otherwise, you might as well just plan on hitting the road, as it were. Luna the Lunatic, making her way for the harbor so she can summon that boat. And then, let's see, we've already got the Minotaurs and the swamp. It is time for the green tower here. Because we picked up that sulfur, we were able to not have to trade to get these dragons, and we are right on time here. No problems, no issues. But that's going to be really, really nice because now we got not 1, but 2 green towers here in Hoops and also in Rest. And then now I feel like I can comfortably turn my attention to pyramids and bridges and things like that. So much so that I think I'm going to pick up this adobe. I know that there's another statue out there I could pick up, but I'll pick up these ogres now. Who knows when those are going to be useful. Laboratory, mausoleum. I suppose we could have traded. And maybe we could have gotten up to the laboratory this week. No, it would have been way too tight. Yeah, you were going to be competing for 15 sulfur, 10 here, and 5 here. Let's try and get up to bone dragons this week, though. Why say this week? I mean this upcoming week. Let's do that. And then we'll try and build up this Sorceress Castle, perhaps. Maybe we'll shoot for Phoenixes here on the mainland. We will see what happens. One way or the other, folks, it is time to hit intern here and go to a brand new week. Oh my goodness, there's a red player here to the west. No, excuse me, to the east, and I am shaking in my boots. And astrologers proclaim this to be the week of the rat, and we have a special friend here, the Pixo. Pixo, how the heck are you doing, sir? It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for the resubscription. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for your presence, for your continued friendship, and I hope that 2026 treats you, your loved ones, and your family so very, very well. Pixo, it's always a pleasure to have you here. Hello, everyone. Happy New Year, everyone, and best wishes for the 2026. My dear, to the real Phixfox. Thank you so much, Pixo. Love having you here. How are you? How the heck are you? I am way behind on chat, so I'm not going to respond for a second, but wanted to make sure I got to say that to you right now. Okay, windmill, lighthouse. I'm going to grab this lighthouse because even though it's out of my way, we'll pick it up now. Should we go say hello to the cat? Sure. I just like the cat. It's one of my favorite things. You come upon a great cat purring as it rubs against your leg. Armed, you reach down, but it bites you and flees. At least the laughter at your misfortune lifts your troops' spirits, so we get +3 morale, -2 luck. That actually means that we have neutral luck and blood morale. I'm okay with that. I love this little cat artifact or adventure map object. No, your eyes do not deceive you. If you've never seen that before, this is exclusive with the FHeroes2 project. It's one of the few additions that they've made to the project. Typically what they've done is they have only made choices that would restore the game, as opposed to try to make new additions. It's not necessarily a modification. It is a rebuild of the engine from the ground up, and they want FHeroes2 to be as high quality as they possibly can make it. And this is one of the few things, that little black cat, it's one of the few times that the FHeroes2 team has said, let's make an addition before we get to the point where we feel comfortable with providing mod support. By the way, I'm hoping that the FHeroes2 team has a wonderful time in 2026. There are some fantastic individuals. Any way that you can support the FHeroes2 project, I highly encourage you to do so. It's a great mix of individuals, and they've earned my trust and they've earned my respect. Okay, let's pick up this sign. These are the Dying Lands. Yeah, better believe it. Now there's dragons in the Dying Lands. Having a great time. Let's see. This enemy hero is right about here. Is that a Magellans Maps? I think that's a Magellans Maps. Look, there's a little boat here. That's the little pillar. There's a Magellans Maps. And I think we ought to get to that as quickly as possible. So I am actually glad that Luna is heading in this direction. We do need to make sure that King Phixxy heads back up north to get back into the water to contest that. Oh, maybe pick up some of this. There's a lot to be done here, and I'm worried that the enemy's going to land. We haven't seen exactly how tough they are just yet. They could be really, really tough, and if they are too tough for Luna, she's going to have to leave. But I think the King Phixxy's going to be able to handle any problems that comes his way. I say I think, I'm not too sure. Strong hero, just not the best forces at the moment with the, fire elementals, dwarves, 152 archers, pretty good. But I would like to make sure I get some of these artifacts off this hero before too much longer. Okay, purchases have all been made. Everybody's pretty good. Bridge, pyramid. Mausoleum, laboratory, pretty good. 1 soul per day. We are going to need to trade. Let's plan on getting mausoleum and laboratory. Starting day 5 of this week. Day 5 of this week, that's when we're really going to take a look there to see if we can make some magic happen. And with that, I'm probably going to avoid... Pick up the statue. I'm probably going to avoid checking into upgrading one of these towns into a castle. I think that the night castle, it's already way too late. It's not worth the investment at this point. In month 2, week 2, day 1, I don't think it's worth the investment. So this is probably going to stay in town forever, unfortunately. Unfortunately. And, oh, Tundar, no! Tundar, no! Oh, snap, crackle, pop, folks. We have a problem. Yes, where I come from, we call this a problem. Myra the Wizard. This is one of the heroes we just saw at the Oracle. So this is Orange's toughest hero. 0 attack, 2 defense, 6 spell power, 8 knowledge, 32 spell points currently, 13 titans. Everybody else is like not fun to play with, but these 13 titans, that is a bit of a problem. Even with 8 attack, 10 defense, 66 spell points, there's no chance that Tundar can win this fight. In fact, I think that this is going to be a magic arrow and maybe run, because I could see the enemy completely blanking us on this upcoming turn just due to speed. 6 speed, 6 speed, 5 speed. Our fastest creature is a 4-speed ogre or vampire. Yeah, I think you got to cast 1 magic arrow now, and I think you got to quit the battlefield. 4 magi are going to go down with 1 magic arrow. That feels good, at least a little bit. That means that Tundar, you've got to split, and I think that we're going to abandon these forces. There's no need, even with the diplomacy, it's not worth it. For 1,500 gold, I'm going to ignore these forces. We will say goodbye. And we know that we have found a bit of a problem, because that was here in this upper right corner where we weren't sure. We weren't sure if this was a land bridge or not. We just looked to do a little bit of exploring, and Tundar, what have I done to you? Tundar, what have I done to you? And now we're going to have a real question. Where do we rehire Tundar? Where do we rehire Tundar? I have no idea. This is a big problem. I suppose we could rehire here, and so Xenofex could get a little bit of extra support. It looks like there's a lot going on in here. Looks like this is really valuable. Gold mine, forts. I mean, this is good, but probably not as... Probably Xenofex is not the hero to manage all this. I'm going to do that. There's a part of me that wants to put Tundar up here. There's pressure here. Pressure here. No pressure here yet. Maybe there will be soon. I'm going to do this, though. I hate to say it, but I don't know if Xenofex can handle the issues here to the bottom left. And so I think that with this area here, let's go straight to this upgraded adobe. Pretty hefty purchase here, but 10 ogres, orcs, goblins, yes, yes. These forces are actually going to be pretty useful in helping Tundar clear this new area here. And Xenofex is probably going to turn around and hand off at least the halflings. We'll see what ends up happening. +1 on the knowledge for Tundar. You smarty pants, you. Being very wise. And did you notice, we of course have Luna the Lunatic, but we also saw in the tavern Luna the Sorceress. Should we confuse Sandro the Necromancer, who loves Luna? Should we confuse him and have a imposter? It would be funny, but I don't know if that would be the best decision or not. Okay. Since we just lost a hero up here, and we know there's some pressure over here, let's keep Luna away just for a moment. We do know that King Phixxy has got to go through this graveyard. 28 sprites. I'm going to accept that. Ever hot lava rock. Plus 50% damage to our fire magic spells. We're going to start to head up rather than go south. Phoenixes just feels like too much. Can't get to here. This is too far away. I think that we need to start moving up the beach so Luna can hire me a boat. Because Fixer is back into her boat, so we don't have to worry about marooning her. Sue. Opportunities everywhere. And let me just take a moment to say that I do enjoy this map. There's a lot going on in this map, and it feels very, very valuable to me right now to try and get every advantage I can. Every windmill, every water wheel, this feels very, very valuable. And that's the kind of classic Heroes of Might and Magic experience that I really crave. Sometimes there's some maps that 2 months in, I don't feel like it's necessary to continue to hit all those little points. But here, I think it really does. And that does feel nice to me. I'm good for it. It feels like this is a high quality map with lots of opportunities. And let's hope that I can do it justice. Oh no, we never picked up the well here. Oh no, there's 2 dragons. There's 2 dragons instead of 4. Bit of a shame. Well, we will pick the well for the upcoming week. I don't think that we could have, from our save point, I don't think we could have fixed that. But still, I recognize that that was a miss. And at least we fixed our mistake there. Gold pile, it's 1,000 gold. I'll fill out this castle a little bit. Everywhere else is just kind of a wait. And on to a new day. Will the person in the boat land? I think it was a red player to the east. Will they land on our main continent? It looks like the answer is no. The Part of the Blind says, in the central parts of Illinois in the United States, we have had 65 degrees Fahrenheit in January. I don't know, man. It may be time to look at getting the garden together. I completely agree. We had a really nice time here in Idaho. It wasn't until December 20th or December 22nd that we got below freezing. And I don't know what to tell you with that. I know that there's got to be some problems with that. Like there's some flora, some fauna that do need colder temperatures, and so not having those is a bit of a problem. I know that for my region, if it doesn't snow very, very good during the winter, we don't have a lot of snowpack. And the snowpack is what the farmers rely on to water their crops throughout the year as it slowly melts off in the mountains and then runs down into the valleys. I don't know if this warmer temperature is maybe good for people who don't like snow, but there's a bit of an issue. There is some consequences, right? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction sort of a deal. Yeah. So a little bit concerned. We'll have to wait and see how things turn out. Do a few towns real quick. Looks like there is an unclaimed barbarian town, but there is a claimed mine. A bit odd. Let's find somebody else. Who's got the spell that I'm looking for? No, not you. Yes, few mines. So there is one unclaimed ore mine here. I think the Fixer's going to go straight for this castle, because this can turn into dragons on a weekly basis. I think that that's more valuable than landing. Let's go here first. And remember, we do have one of these boats we can summon away. So at any point we can land and not feel too bad about our choices. Ooh, it's nice to scout. Look at all these fun things. I like this very, very much. Very, very good. ZNFX continues to do a little bit of fun times here. Gold, sulfur, crystal, gems. And remember, Tundar is quick on their heels. And we've already gotten this tree of knowledge. Goblin huts, standing stones. Yeah, we're going to stay right. Yeah, I think we're going to stay right here and just wait for Luna to summon me a boat. And then we're going to head off into this wild blue yonder. Our plans may change if Myra comes to the south in this direction. We will have to wait and see. And I think it's time for this mausoleum. And folks, something wonderful's happened in the chat. We got Tanil Tadara. Tanil, nice to have you back. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for the resubscription. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Welcome. And Roman, thank you for the 5 gifted community subs. Thank you so much. And it doesn't tell me right now who got those subs. When I get to that point, I hope I can read those out and just make sure that people know, hey, by the way, you have Roman to thank for the subs. So thank you very much. Appreciate everybody. I feel like we got a great group of individuals here, all coming together because of their great love for Heroes of Might and Magic. And that makes me really happy. Makes me happy. All right. Month 2, week 2, day 3, on to day 4. And Vammy says, flavor is kind of funny. An ore cart if you can find it with a barb. Hero? Flavor is kind of funny on ore cart if you can find it with a barb hero. Does it say something different? Because you come across a group of goblins. Yeah, you come across a group of goblins trying to make war against humans. So as a barbarian, you're like, hey man, they're doing exactly what they need to be doing. It's funny, I like that. Yeah, but if you are a human or a dungeon hero or anybody else, you say to yourself, now wait a second, slow down you little goblins there. But otherwise you say, yeah man, just keep doing what you're doing. Well, we have a bit of a truce here, I'm sure. Should Tundar grab this pack of black dragons? If you don't grab it now, they're going to get stronger later. Then again, we could pick up lots of experience, a couple extra defensive stats, stay 4. They're going to get an extra week's worth of growth if we don't fight them now. I don't know. I think that you have good reason to fight them now. I think you have a good reason to wait. I'm going to wait 1 week. There's just so much here. I think that that's going to offset whatever growth these dragons end up picking up over the course of time. And now, Xenofex, it's official. I'm gonna have you continue on in this direction, and then over here we're probably gonna have you pick up some artifacts, or rather hand off some artifacts to Tundar. Let him do what he's got to do. I'm gonna give Xenofex the experience here. There's a lot of experience. We'll go with the scouting. Yeah, level 9. Not too bad of a hero. Not too bad at all. Xenofex is actually good to wait here. If Tundar can defeat liches and then dragons, I can have one hero go up in this direction, one hero go up in this direction. A little bit of divide and conquer, if you will. A little bit of fun times there. And Vammy continues on up the way. Horde of Elves, we're going to take tons of damage. Can't help it. Glorious victory, though. We'll accept this. I don't think I can do any better, quite frankly. 16 skeletons in return to Crystal. Animate Dead. So if we didn't have Animate Dead already, this is perfect. Well, look, a graveyard not too far away. We have no ranged damage. I still think we want to fight that fight as quickly as we can, though. 100 dwarves should do very, very well in that fight, but typically any amount of ranged creatures makes that go much better. Time to summon a boat. And Luna's gonna back off and go back to collecting whatever resources are available. King Phixxy's gonna go back into the boat. Xenofex is waiting. And Kutsu, my man Kutsu, picking up all the free resources for me. 2 crystal there, more to come. Let's take one final peek in here. It is time to pick up this laboratory. We're actually way ahead of schedule on this laboratory. It's day 4. We weren't planning on picking this up that quickly, but I am definitely fine with that. So we've got tier 6 creatures in Rest, Necroplantatia, and Hoops. Love to pick up probably next. I mean, this is probably the next soonest troops I can pick up. We will consider, do you want to go straight for these barbarian forces? I would need 40 ore to make that happen. That's a lot of ore. We will see if that happens or if we do something else. On to a new day. And Ohm says, I just looked it up, Wolfie, talking about the snow. On average, there's 25,000 times more brush fires in Australia than in the Netherlands. I believe that. I totally believe that. Yeah, brush fires in Australia, that just seems like a typical thing, isn't it? But that's also part of the ecosystem. I remember when I was a kid, I was so upset. I was like, why are there fires? Why can't we stop all the fires? And then, of course, somebody lets you know, hey, the fires are actually a healthy part of the ecosystem. You got to do a burn every now and again to get rid of some of the undergrowth, some of the dead and falling leaves and trees and stuff. Fire is a healthy part of a healthy ecosystem. And I did not realize that as a kid. So Australia is just really, really healthy. So they have 25,000 more brush fires a year. Who would have guessed? A retired captain living on this refurbished fishing platform offers to sell you maps of the sea he made in his younger days for 1,000 gold. Do you want to buy the maps? You better believe it. Better believe it. The only reason why buying this maps kind of sucks is this, folks. It gives you a lot of good information here, which is great. We love it. We're here for it. But our turns, or rather the enemy's turns, are going to start taking much longer because we're going to see them and see their movement when it's kind of inconsequential to us. I guess we can keep track of them. That'll be nice. But in general, it's just going to add a little bit extra time that we didn't really have. 1, 2, and 3 dragon cities here on the isles to the very center. It looks like you are able to sail. You are able to sail this middle strait if you so desire. Otherwise, there is land bridges on the right-hand side to this top kind of continent, and then to the left. This is all connected, so you don't have to go via boat, but you can if you want to. That's pretty interesting. And then it looks like in the northern regions of the map, now Nox. Wow, look at all this. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4 shipwreck survivors. Very good to see that. There was a discussion on the FHeroes2 Discord not too long ago. Somebody was saying that they don't think that you should be able to get cursed artifacts from a shipwreck survivor. For example, a hideous mask. You shouldn't be able to get these from shipwreck survivor because it says grateful for your rescue. They reward you with this artifact. I understand the idea, but you know, I mean, I also understand that, hey, you can get the battle garb of Andrin from shipwreck survivor if you'd like, but also that means you got to take the bad with the good. I forgot to trade this off, but we're going to do this right now. Looks like, let's see, Pendant of Free Will, don't need that. Everhot Lava Rock, I don't think we have a single fire damaging spell. We've already got Diplomacy. Yeah, we got Diplomacy. So the Statesman's Quill on top of Diplomacy, it does stack multiplicatively, and yet we're going to ignore that for now. I think we got a Lightning Bolt. The Lightning Rod should be pretty useful. I'm going to actually keep the Lightning Bolt here because I know Luna's got the ability to use this Lightning Rod very well. And then out here, it makes more sense to me to be able to have 5 artifact slots rather than anything else. So I wish I'd done a little bit of I wish I didn't have to backtrack to do this, but it ends up that that's what we ended up doing, and that's okay. Let's bypass these Phoenixes. Let's go straight for the Dragon City with archers. Ha! You silly person, you. No, that doesn't seem reasonable at all. But +1 sulfur, given how much dragons are kind of factoring into our plans, I think we're good to just land here. I don't see that other player. Oh, there was a whirlpool. There was a whirlpool, and they've landed somewhere. Maybe that whirlpool There. Oh my goodness. Do we have a way to infiltrate from here to here and infiltrate our enemies? We might. And maybe we should. Maybe we should. There's some strategic opportunities. For now, we're going to keep the boat here. And yeah, we'll figure out where the rest of this goes in just a moment. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, it's going to be time for Xenofex to drop off these forces. Now, do you want to actually send 160 of these halflings? I think you do. Yeah, I think that's actually better, believe it or not. So we'll hand that off now. Look at the elements. Tundar, I'm sorry, but you're not quite the scholar capable of casting those spells at the moment. And so we'll take a couple of these extra artifacts. I think that, yeah, Xenofex is going to just hold on for now. And then Tundar is going to fight a lot of these fights. So pack of power liches. Oof, let's see if we can avoid losing 50 halflings. And Soren says, haha, just thinking of the other Spritely where you picked up tax liens left and right. It was the worst. Tundar is a good person, and yet they also recognize, oh, this is a good way to mess with Phixxy. Well, congratulations, it worked. And Wolby says 25,000 X, so you guys never get bushfires? I don't know, you'd have to ask our friends from the Netherlands. And yeah, Europe doesn't have much bush or desert, Soren says. I would agree with that. Bammy says, well, it does, but in the south, for Greece, Spain, or Italy, apparently that's where you got bushfires in their neck of the woods. Very cool. Oh my gosh, folks, something's happened. We have for the first time, somebody here in chat, SyncSoul13. SyncSoul, thank you for the follow. Folks, SyncSoul is my brother. For the first time, we have my brother in the chat. So this is the brother who is the next youngest to me, just a couple years younger than me. And this is the one that is a computer whiz. This brother speaks English and quite a bit of Russian. This brother is in the tech industry and very, very smart. I think that he was like valedictorian of his high school graduating class, completed college in like 2 to 3 years. So smart as a whip, super funny, really awesome. Folks, SyncSoul13, that's my brother. Happy to claim him. So nice to have you here. Brother, it's nice to have you. Seems kind of sad sometimes. All that work for killing 5+ dragons, and all your necromancy gives you is 1 lousy skeleton. I think you're right. Do you think the dragon should give you 2 skeletons in return for defeating the full stack? That would actually be kind of funny because there's so much extra calcium there. And as we just determined in the greed map, there is a unit of calcium, one unit of calcium. Maybe a dragon should bring you 2 units of calcium. That makes a lot of sense. That's pretty funny. I like that. Okay, we've got, let's see, Tundar, where are you going to go? I think it's time for you to go straight through these dragons. It's not going to be a fun fight, but the treasure is far too great. Xenofex will head north and pick up whatever freebies we can. 7 ore, 6 sulfur, 10 more ore. And this is all going to be gold at this point. I think that we are going to have enough things to purchase that gold is still useful at this point. Abandoned mine will come back later with Tundar. Hopefully Tundar does not exhaust themselves. And yes, Luna, it is time. I think that there's more to be had. To the south, no. Kutsu's got the resource run to the south. I think that Luna is best off to go to the northern resource mines, windmills and such. 5 gems for Kutsu. Another 5 gems for Kutsu. And 2 gems from the windmill. Wow, very nice, Kutsu. Absolute gem trader. Way to go. Way to go. Vammy is going to find some gems of their own. 6 gems there. A little bit of wood. 6 units of wood. 5 units of wood. And we're very, very close to this Necromancer Castle, or rather town of Sanctum. It is the neutral town. I'll be excited for Vammy to take that fight tomorrow. And then Fixer here with level 18 with these 50 Phoenixes. Do you think that some Griffins and some Gargoyles have a chance? I don't think so. A glorious victory. 860 experience. And now we have another... we have another town that can be upgraded into dragons very, very soon. Lightning Bolt, Cold Ray, Shield. Dispel Magic, View Mines. I'm okay with that. We're going to have Fixer take just a quick step in. There are some forces here. I don't think that they're going to mix too well with these Sorceress troops. Warlocks and Sorceresses don't get along particularly well. I do like this little sprite here. Not sprite the unit, but in-game art asset. I like that you've got this, what do you call that? What is that? Is that left turret, right turret? Here in front of this little tent. It's just funny to look at. I enjoy that very, very much. Funny that that's the way that this all works out. And then there's a captain's quarters here, just in case there's any problems. I think it's time to immediately get back into the boat. And the question's going to be for Phixxer, do you head north and land up here, or do you land over here? I almost wonder if we should land over here on this red sawmill and then work our way from east to west. Then again, I guess we could probably likely reach in this direction with another normal hero. Maybe we should land here near the dragons. We don't have any artifact slots, I don't believe. Oh, we do. We got plenty of artifact slots. But we don't really want the genies. We will hug the coastline for a bit to see what we can scout, and then we'll figure it out from there. Okay, month 2, week 2, day 5. I don't think that there's many other purchases to make other than this barbarian town. We did pick up enough ore to pick up this bridge. Hey, we might actually trade. I will trade to get the pyramid if that's necessary. If that's possible, we will do that very, very soon. We will see. We'll see. So let's head on to day 6 and see if the enemies reach out and grab us. Again, the enemies' turns are going to take much longer now because we can pick up the Magellans Maps. Even though you can't see on land, you can kind of see on land, and that does do quite a bit for you. So yeah, a lot more of extra vision of the enemies than we had before. Folks, I'm going to take a second, and we're going to get caught up on chat. We're about an hour into stream here. Let me get caught up on chat for the next 5 minutes or so, and then we'll look to take a break, actually, because the more breaks I take, the more fresh I am. And then I am on call this week, so if I have to stop, if I have to like take an emergency phone call, just know that there's a reason why. So keep that in mind. Let's see. Wolvie says, though, for Australia, the fire brigade's job is to actually do controlled burns on the land several times through the year. There you go. If we leave it untouched, the fires will burn from one side of everything to the other side and everything in between. Kind of bad, but you learn to live with it. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. It says the future is coming with a constant pace of 60 minutes per hour. Man, that's way better than the 59 minutes and 60 seconds. How many seconds are in an hour? I was gonna say, it's there was a quote from a WNBA player recently where she's like, "Y'all make $1,000 every 2 weeks. I make $1,000 every 14 days." It's like, oh dear. So yeah, the future's coming. 60 minutes per hour. You got it. And Sinksoul talking about bone dragons be worth more. That would be cool. In Heroes 3, the skeleton transformer gives you only skeletons unless you sacrifice a dragon. Then it gives you the bone dragon, you believe. Interesting, interesting. Why does the blind seer have a crystal ball if he can't even see? Does he have another use for it? Sinksoul, you're asking the real questions there, my guy. That is a great question. Why does the blind seer have a ball? Maybe it just channels his power. That could make sense. The enemy says, even if they field 8 heroes each in multiple enemy scenarios, most of them would be really weak since no economy. That's true. This was in regards to the conversation about having multiple enemies in the northern territories and how they are not allied against each other. So they're not going to have like a king of the hill situation. So there are potentially, 40 enemy heroes up here just wandering around. But Vami's right. They're not going to be as strong. That's very, very true due to economy. Vami says perhaps the blind seer accesses the information in other ways other than eyesight. Possibly. Folks, Boreaser's in the chat. Hello, Boreaser. Nice to have you here. Hello, he says. How is everyone doing this evening? I'm doing pretty well. Hope you're doing great too. Roman liked snow as a kid, but now hated it until they had kids then. Now you love seeing the kids happy. Very true. The other day I took the kids out sledding, as I mentioned earlier, and I said, oh, that was fun. They said, you didn't even do anything. Like, because I didn't personally go sledding down the hill. And I said, yeah, but I had fun watching you kids do it. It's funny how that works. Warrior, 200 degrees, twice the boiling point of water. Hey, man, I mean, I don't know how hot Death Valley gets. That's the hottest part in the United States. I believe that gets up to 143 degrees Fahrenheit, which is insane. 140, at that point, an extra 60 degrees. Come on, what's an extra 60 degrees between friends? That's the difference between being hot and actually being slowly cooked. That's for sure. And Wolvie says the ozone layer above Australia doesn't exist. Okay, I did not know that that's the reason why Australia was so hot. Very good. And Vami says that's Brother Brax from the Evil campaign. Okay, that makes sense. This is the portrait for Brother Brax. Okay, that makes, yeah, from the original campaign, you get Sister Eliza as the reward for one of your good campaign choices, and you get Brother Brax as your campaign choices, one of your rewards if you do that on the evil side. So that makes sense. Wolvie says, at least the Uber hero only had Cyclops as the strongest unit, could have dragons. You're completely correct. And I'm very, very scared when we come upon some of these upcoming enemy heroes. Like, they're gonna be I mean, they will be a bit of a problem. Man, I mean, we already just saw Myra the other second ago. She was an orange player. Maybe she passed off those troops. I've never seen this poor troop before. I kind of hope that she hands off those 13 Titans to somebody that has less than 0 attack and 2 defense like she had. Oh, we'll see. Sabor's in the chat. Hello, Sabora. Nice to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Pleasure to have you. And Chris says, okay, peeps, so off to shower. We'll catch you later, sir. And then Pixo is doing very fine. Thank you. Pixo says, wonderful. Pleasure. Happy to hear that. Wolvie says 13 Titans. Holy crap. Week 2 has 13 Titans. To be fair, we are month 2, week 2, day 6. So we're a little bit further into the map, but yes, absolutely. Absolutely. By the way, in case you're wondering, Roman ended up gifting tiers 1 subs to Mr. Epicliciousness, Tobal for a Chew, Stixel, and Sinksel, and Swish Hobo. Nice. Way to go, everybody. Happy to hear it. So again, thank you for the subscriptions. Everybody with the big thumbs up to you. Everybody with the big thumbs up to Roman. And Eliadar says, would hiring dragons in a few days, maybe week of the plague, would that be bad? It could be. So plague comes on the month. So we do have a couple of weeks until we got month of the plague. It's still definitely worth it to me to get some of these dragons up, even if it was close. Yeah, I think we started this playthrough in month 2, so I think we're still okay. But we will have to keep an eye out on that. I can still hear Bearded Man saying, Phixfox, I'm disappointed in you for not hiring your forces appropriately before the plague hits. And Sinksoul says, you have no proof it's me. I have no proof it's you. Okay. All right. Forget everything I said nice about my brother. You stinker. Okay. Let's see. Tundar says, why sad face? What happened? I don't know. Oh, to save Bora. Oh, I was attacked by 13. Oh, Tundar. Yes, you missed it. But Tundar, you were attacked by 13 Titans. And so we had to rehire you over here in barracks. And now you're doing good things for the Empire over here. So Savora is right. It was a good time to be kind of sad. Roman asks, sometimes I wonder how artifacts work. I slayed half your army. You slayed half of mine. I wanted to offer you 1,000 for your life and for the life of your troops. But bro, that quill. Tell you what, you have a discount. Here you go. I mean, it's a good looking pen. The pen is mightier than the sword. Quill for diplomacy. The pen is mightier than the sword. Roman. It's all based off of Shakespearean, discounts. That's all it is. Thunder says, nice. You thought that this was going to be easy. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. And Thunder says, if your handwriting is significantly beautiful enough, you get a major discount. There you go. That sounds right to me. Neil says, does Sinksel have a glorious beard too, like Mr. Phixfox? I don't know. It comes and goes. He's got more of like a Johnny Depp thing going. I've got like this big lumberjack thing. He's got more of like the real suave, real cool, kind of look going on, and he does pretty good with that. So yeah, he can grow a nice beard. It just depends on if he feels like it. Tundar says, I guess it simply suggests the heroes can't read in regards to the quill. Makes sense. And yeah, Sinksel, computer science. The art of making rocks think. There you go. And Vammy, studying applied physics. I didn't realize it was applied physics you were studying. The art of throwing rocks at people. Golly, thank goodness for everybody with their rock technology. I'm for it. Now we just need people to study more rock music. There you go. I'm a software engineer, Roman says, so together we can create thinking rocks and explain them how to throw rocks at other people. Hey, there you go. That's AI for you, right? And Boreaster says, I'm a mechanical engineer. I can make a catapult to throw them consistently. We have an opportunity, folks. All right, everybody get in the Discord after this, and we're going to figure out a way that we can improve humanity through our multidisciplinary talents that we bring here. We're going to find a way to save the world. It's going to start in the Phixfox Discord. We're all going to get the Nobel Peace Prize for our advancements in science and our collaboration. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great. And yes, Eliodar, plague only comes in months, so not weekly. It just comes on the months. Randomly, every now and again on the month. Yeah, it is more on the month and not on the week. And so we will eventually get there. Okay, and then Sinksoul says no beard for you. Okay, you got it. Wolvie says, I can't improve humanity. I genuinely thought you were going to say by throwing rocks. That's how we do it, then that's how we do it. think that one of the first Nobel Peace Prize recipients was the guy that invented dynamite or explosives. So, you know, I mean, you can still get a Peace Prize for something that's a little bit chaotic and explosive. Yeah, that could work. That could work. And Sinksol 13 Phixfox wife. It's J-Dog. J-Dog. But yeah, Boreaster, save the world by throwing rocks. It actually may help. It may actually help. Folks, we're going to take a 5-minute break. I'll be back here in about 5 minutes, and we're going to continue with this playthrough and have a real good time doing it. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you in about 5 minutes. Thank you so much. Alrighty, we are back, folks. Okay, so we've made some pretty big strides here so far. It's amazing how much we've been able to do in just such a short amount of time. I think that it's time for Tundar to go straight through these dragons. Let's not even think about it. This is why we're here. Losses be darned. Yes, darn you all to heck. These halflings have no chance. They're going to get absolutely destroyed. I guess I might as well steel skin them. I think I would have done that even if I didn't see the auto combat results, but I'm definitely going to do it now. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of losses. Cannot be helped. The goblins might as well get some damage off here. Retaliation, 10 goblins perished. Okay, wolves are surprisingly taking a bit of damage, my word. And with 10 ogre lords, can we kill one dragon if we do this? If we get lucky, which we do have great luck, or if we get just a nice hit off, we could kill this dragon. Didn't quite do it. 95 damage, needed 105. That's okay. Another wolf perishes. I am surprised that these wolves are taking such punishment. Very surprising, actually. And I forget who the goblins attacked. Did they attack this? I think that they attacked that this was a stack of 4 dragons. No, they probably attacked here. I don't want to take an extra retaliation, but I'm going to risk it. Okay. This is what forgetting where you're at. This is when that actually kind of hurts you. So look at this. 136 hit points left on this dragon. We can do up to 136 points of damage. Let's see if we can get lucky. Oh, man. So 36 HP here, 5 HP here, 200 here, 200 here. Wolves are going to do 2 hits of about 120. So we should actually kill whatever dragon we want to attack. I'm going to go for this big dragon stack here, 77. We didn't do it. We're so bad. Why are you so bad? Okay. Okay. Well, this can't be helped. This cannot be helped. Not by me anyway. Somebody better than me, somebody wiser than me could probably do something, but yeah, it's just going to be time to call it. The good morale comes out, and we end up saving about 30 halflings. At the risk and at the cost of a couple of others, we'll take the experience, and we're going to grab all of these defensive opportunities. The soldiers living in the fort teach you a few new defensive tricks. +1 defense. Witch Doctor's hut? Might as well. An orcish witch doctor living in the hut deepens your knowledge of magic by showing you how to cast stones, read portents, and decipher the intricacies of chicken entrails. Very good there. +1,000 gold. We'll grab all this, and then we'll head back to these dragons, because here's the deal. This abandoned gold mine, I would love to pick that up. I would love to. It's not happening. Not with the forces that I currently have for Tundar. As good as Tundar is, halflings tend to do fairly poorly against ghosts. Weird, weird. Now, I suppose, if I really took a look at this, how many, it's a horde of ghosts. I think the 22 Medusa could actually defeat this force. If you have just the Ogre Lords and just the Medusa, I actually think that you win this fight. Yeah, with 57 spell points? Okay, all right, I've talked myself into it. You can't take the halflings, you can't even take the goblins, you can't take the orcs. I don't really want to take the wolves, but everybody else, I think that we can actually survive that fight. So Xenofex is going to just hold on, just wait it out, and we'll figure it out from there. I don't really know where Katsu's going. Katsu, what were you doing? Katsu, do you remember? Because I sure don't. I think that Katsu ran out of things to do, so Katsu's going to take some time to himself for some personal growth. Yeah, gazebos and such. Oh yes, and Vammy was going to fight this fight against Sancton. Looks like the losses are acceptable, but let's make this go even better. Amazing that this town can get all the way up to liches. I wonder what the mechanic is that lets neutral towns pick up all the way up to liches. Like, that just seems interesting to me. I like it. I think that that's a good inclusion for the game, but in general, it's a little bit, I don't know, surprising. I wonder if it's strictly based on time, or if there's like some percentage chance that indicates that they're going to have creatures available that they can purchase, regardless of their whether they have a dwelling in that castle or not. I don't know is kind of what I'm trying to say here, but I'd like to find out. I'm going to end up sacrificing these sprites. That's okay. We were going to drop them off this town anyway. They weren't going to actually do much damage. I do want to keep the skeletons alive. Dwarves will take a hit. We didn't even lose one. And do the dwarves get the opportunity to attack skeletons? No. But these vampires sure will. I hope that the sprites avoid damage. They do. No problems. 19 skeletons in return. We will drop off the sprites. I will keep the earth elementals. Remember, we're clearing space for dragons. But if we take the earth elementals, our morale is going to be pretty bad. I could just drop off skeletons, vampires, and keep everybody else. Because these guys are -2 morale. 1, because they're undead. 2, because they are a 3rd or a 4th mixed troop. Then again, I mean, we're kind of picking up skeletons for necromancy. Tough decisions. Tough decisions. The likelihood of us defeating a pack of titans is very low. We do have 350 points of damage at a time. We would have to take the time to... Oh, I can't click on this. We would have to take the time to upgrade this town into a castle, which I kind of think we should. Day 6. We talked about getting pyramid. I kind of want that even more. I just want to ensure that we can get this pyramid. But then I don't feel too bad about hoping for a little bit more ore somewhere. Yeah, I can't click on this because of the trees that Vammy has placed to make it look more thematic. I can't quite click. So tell you what, here's what we're going to do. We're going to send these forces out. We're going to maybe pick up this tree of knowledge. We'll see what's over here. It's archers' houses. There's 2 archers' houses. That's going to be like 50, 60 archers. Graveyard. Let's kind of go up. Let's fight here. Let's go up in this direction. With the archers, this fight and this fight are pretty good. Let's clear this out. We'll drop off the forces and we'll come back. I just didn't realize that this was archers' houses because we didn't scout that yet. Okay, all right. Vammy is being a little bit inefficient with their turn, but that's more of a Phixfox issue than a Vammy issue. So sorry, Vammy. You're doing great. You're doing everything I needed you to do and more. Flotsam, very good. Flotsam, very good. Gold, fine, fine, yes, yes. And look, 1, 2, 3 genie lamps. 3 genie lamps and no opportunity to actually bring them into my fighting force. Pretty sad, actually. Pretty sad. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to land right here. We're going to pick up the watering hole, attack the unicorns, and then step back on the watering hole. Thanks to Winnie Maru and his wonderful map 7 Deserts, which you can find on the FHeroes2 Discord, which is the logistics challenge map. We know that you can step here, attack, and step here again, all on the same turn, and get the bonus movement points. So we're going to land there and do that pretty quickly. And, oh, Xenofex, just figure out. Tree of Knowledge, 2,000 gold. Xenofex, you're worth it. +1 level. Finding, we'll take it. And on to New Day, I think so. Just about. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to find any additional ore to make this upgrade anytime soon, but I think that Vammy's got other things to do while we slowly let that cost accrue. So on to New Day, folks. Onward and upwards. Onwards, upwards, not forwards, not backwards, and always twirling, twirling, twirling towards freedom. That is a reference to the Simpsons Halloween episode from like 1998, I think. That's an old school reference right there. But if you're a real true Simpsons fan, you definitely knew what I was talking about as soon as I started to say it. And if you're not a real true Simpsons fan, that's okay. We're still totally good. We are good. You and me both. We're good. Day 7. There's a trading post here. I don't think I need to even worry about this. I think I just go south. I think we take the gold. There's 2 dwarven cottages, 3 dwarven cottages. Folks, we're going to dismiss the skeletons in just a second. The power of dwarves is going to overwhelm these forces in the Dragon City. We're going to have to hope that we don't lose as many archers as I think I'm about to. And we'll just hope for the best. Hope for the best, indeed. Tundar continues these adventures. And we just talked about picking up ore. Rather than pick that up right now, it's going to be Xenofex that goes down. does a quick little swap here. Everybody but the hardiest of forces. And then this way we cover a little bit more ground than we otherwise would have. Luna. Katsu. Vammy. And then movement points. A drink at the watering hole revitalizes your forces. Folks, what if lots of unicorns joins me? Expert diplomacy. We got 62 unicorns. What if 62 unicorns turns into 100? I'll take it. 25 unicorns for 12k gold. I'll definitely accept that. So the drink at the watering hole is not going to be refreshed because we didn't fight those forces, but I'm still happy with that. I'm okay with everything that just happened there. Cool, very good. And I think that there was a town. Yeah, there's a town over here. How do we get there? I think we have to go in this direction. We'll bypass these Medusa, another genie lamp, another 2 genie lamps. Unfortunately, I think I got to go to this castle, this town. Bawashe. Tundar, is that Gaelic? I don't know what that is, but, or how you say this name, but I like it. I like it. We might turn this into a castle and hire a hero just to pick up all these genie lamps. So many. You have to pick up these genie lamps. You must. You simply must. It looks like this town is not meant to be a harbor. I don't think you can buy a ship here. Maybe you can, though. We'll have to take a look at that. If so, that becomes the only town that we have that can actually purchase ships in a shipyard. This castle, this town does not have a harbor. So yeah, pretty interesting. Lots to do. Okay. And any other concerns at the moment? We only got 10 ore. Purchases are kind of irrelevant. Somehow I forgot that we were hoping to turn this town into a castle. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure I got a marketplace everywhere. Marketplace, no marketplace, no marketplace, good. And we're going to trade at the best possible clip we can next time we need to. I think it'll be 4 marketplaces. I'm still asking that the FHeroes2 team add a little marker here that indicates how many marketplaces I have. I think that would be my favorite thing. You can tell we have 2 lighthouses. I'd love to see how many marketplaces I have. That'd be just nifty and cool, and I would love it. On to a new day. And Savora, thank you so much for the resubscription. It's a pleasure to have you here. Happy New Year. I didn't say that before, and thanks for the gameplays. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that you're enjoying your time here because I enjoy having everyone here. I enjoy the time, and I think that if I'm enjoying myself, that you're going to enjoy yourself too. But I enjoy myself much more when we all get together and we enjoy some high quality heroes. So thank you for being a part of this. I'm much better off because of my association with you. Astrologers proclaim this to be the week of the rabbit. Very good. And let me get caught up on this. Tundar says, shout out to Epson and his son Hugo, who are featured as wizards on this map when you download to play. Oh yes, shout out to Epson and Hugo. Nice to have both of you. I believe that you're both real life family friends of Tundar. Pleasure having both of you in this map. Hopefully I can find you here. Hopefully you made it into the original version that I have here. And if not, I will look forward to replaying this map in the future, so that way I get to see you featured as wizards on this map. Tundar, are they longtime players of the Heroes of Might and Magic game themselves? Like, have they played it? Do they enjoy it? Do they know what's going on? I'm very interested to find out. Please let me know, because I really enjoyed one of Steeson's, well, both of Steeson's children being featured in one of their maps that has now made it to the FHeroes2 Discord. And I really love when people who maybe have a lot of experience or even just a little bit of experience get to enjoy the heroes with the rest of us. I just love that, and I hope that that's an opportunity we have. It'll be very, very interesting. So Epson and Hugo, I hope you're doing very, very well. Shout out to you. And Vammy says, I enjoy the turn-based combat. Oh, good. Very good. Oh, for the game that you've got Ross playing. Ross is playing, it sounds like, the Banner Saga at Vammy's recommendation. Very good. Very good. Let's do a quick spell point, or a little bit of spell damage there. I think I could just hit Q in the battle from here. 15 archers, not too bad. And then Tundar says, Ogres and Medusa win easy. So we're talking about the fight that's upcoming against the Abandoned Mine. Yeah, I think so. Even if it's 50 ghosts, let's just say it's 50 ghosts. Well, it's a horde, so it's at least 50 ghosts. I do believe that the Medusa are going to just pile right through them. 8 attack, 12 defense. It shouldn't be too big of an issue. Okay, and unfortunately, King Phixxy, this necromancy is good, but it's not the play right now. We are trying to pick up these dwarves. 67. 117. Oh my goodness, there's so many. There's so many. A Spritely outpost. Oh, what has Tundar given us? There's a Spritely outpost here. Maybe these dwarves will join us. We do have, we got the gold, we got the diplomacy. I will hope that these guys join us. Maybe we can find a hill fort. There's one right here in the very center of the map, but if we can find one a little bit closer, I would really appreciate that. Let's see what we can find. Xenofex is going to grab the most important resources, or first, and then grab whatever free resources are available. Tundar, at your behest, let's go for this abandoned mine. You come upon an abandoned mine. The gold mine appears to be haunted. Do you wish to enter? Yes, I do. Yeah, no problems. 3 Medusa. I'm just going to accept that. It seems fine. And for an extra 1,000 gold per day, that feels excellent. Tundar, give yourself a little bit of credit here. For 2,000 gold, pick up this advanced leadership. Or rather, expert leadership. You've earned it, 100%. It's going to be Luna to the windmill for 2 ore. Bit more to be had, I'm sure. Kutsu on this self-fulfilling spiritual journey. Plus on the logistics, going from basic to advanced logistics. Really nice pickup there. Happy for it. And Vammy is going to go through these pikemen, and they're actually going to want to follow us. Interesting. So by dropping off the other forces, this actually gives us a good opportunity. It's going to be 46 pikemen for free. I'm gonna take the time. I'm gonna take the time to drop these forces back off at Sanctum, but this might actually be enough to convince me to let go of vampires and skeletons. I think it is, because then I'll have troops of 3 alignments with pikemen, dwarves, earth elementals, and archers. If I wanted to have neutral morale as opposed to just -1, then I could leave behind the 15 earth elementals. They might not even be all that valuable. So all of a sudden, Vammy's got some good opportunities to make good things happen. Very happy for it. Glorious victory. It says it's going to cost us 15 of the phoenixes. That's a hard no. And again, there are 65 cyclopes. 65. It's a good thing that Fixer has Resurrect True. It's a good thing that we got some high quality spell damage. I don't know if this captain is going to have a way to combat the blind. I think I'm obligated to find out. Let's blind the big stack. Then we're just going to skip and just see if they're going to spend some spells. They do not. They do not. So unicorns are going to step to here. Let's take out the trolls now. Yeah, and we're going to get through this fight based off of the value of our basically everything else. Everything that does not include running into these guys face first. We're just going to use blinds and stay far, far away from them. We're going to back off here. And let's break the blind now. We're only killing 5 cyclopes with these grand elves. 45 of the greater druids are going to take a shot. They're going to take it from 60 down to 57. So 5 cyclopes with the grand elves, 3 cyclopes with the greater druids, 85 of the elves, 45 of the druids. I think I'm okay to blind again here. Yeah. After our forces take a shot, then we will blind them again for the end of the next turn. I guess I could. It doesn't matter when I blind. I could blind whenever. Started off with 65. We are down to 49. Down to 41. And this has got to feel so bad. Your one good eye. Just a shame, really. If I wanted to save some spell points, I could probably... Yeah, I could probably have blessed here or here just to make sure we're doing max damage. But in just a second or so, I think that the phoenixes are going to actually take out the full stack. I'm going to do that now. We're going to end up just blessing. No, we're not. We're going to just end up attacking these cyclopes and just hope I kill 25. We kill 20, I lose 1 phoenix. I think you could see that I shouldn't have lost any forces, but the 1 phoenix, their sacrifice will be remembered forever. 6,300 experience, and we take this castle. With a level 2 mage guild, yeah, they got very unlucky. Their captain did not have a dispel or a cure. I'm good for that. This castle can be upgraded, and there is a shipyard here. This is a very tactical, very important town, because now we can summon boats anywhere, really, and we don't have to worry about where we go or where we end up. Now, also important to note, there's this whirlpool here And with the whirlpool, we could always just summon a boat, sail here, and we could sail here. We could meet up with King Phixxy. This is a very important moment, folks. Oh, we do have Town Portal. Did I forget that we have Town Portal? I think I forgot that we have Town Portal. Whoops. That's okay. That's okay. This is good, actually. I'm good that we have Town Portal available to us. And we are going to use it, by the way. Tundar told us that we should use the Town Portal, so we shall. And I think that immediately we're just going to jump into this boat. I kind of want to see what's up here. I don't want to see what's up there. Oh, and I forgot. This is a Tundar map. Tundar has conditioned me to check the corners. Tundar has conditioned Phixfox to check the corners. Huh. Whatever shall we do? Now here's the thing. The whirlpool will take us, it looks like, maybe to this corner, kind of, definitely to this corner. Not over here anytime soon. But what I'm wondering is this. Am I best off leaving some forces behind so that if I go through the whirlpool, I'll lose less troops? I think that unfortunately I am. Because you don't want to lose 40 elves or 125 dwarves or anything like that. Whirlpools are inherently dangerous. But I do like how strong these forces are right now. So tell you what if we do this? What if we half the stack of dwarves down to 16? If you're gonna reduce it that far, you might as well do even better. Let's just go down to 10. Yeah, let's just go to 10. So we're gonna take 10 dwarves with us, and we are gonna get into the boat. We are gonna sail through the maelstrom, and we're gonna hope that we can maybe pick up something nice in this corner. Maybe we land here and we defeat, I don't know, we saw enemies land here. This looks like 2 boats for a castle here. I think that Phixxer's about to do some damage, and she's got ill intentions on her mind. These enemies are about to not know what hit them. I'm looking very, very much forward to it. Okay. Very good, very good. Pyramids are fine. Bone dragons are wonderful. I do think I have, hold on, did I have dungeon in both places? Yes, okay. So now it's going to be time to upgrade another town. Do you go for Bone Dragons here in Sancton? Do you go for Phoenixes here in Cotton Eye? I think I'm actually better off going for the Bone Dragons up here. Number 1, Vammy would like the support. And number two, I think that we've already got some Bone Dragons. Let's just have more Bone Dragons and just pile those on. Let's do that at the moment. Okay, that's going to be on to a new day. Tundar says, neutral is always going to build up the lower tier of the first 5 creatures, always, which is the only unit you can put into a town for its population to grow. If you put anything else, it will be a fixed amount. So you're talking about why there was liches in that town, that neutral town that we captured, when they don't have the corresponding dwelling. So, and that's what you're saying, is you're saying, yeah, I mean, it makes sense based off of the logic as we understand it. That's interesting information for me to have. So there is just random growth of the first 5 tiers of creatures. But what I'm hearing is that we're never going to randomly see Bone Dragons just show up. That's never going to happen. It's always going to be something else. So, and that makes sense to me, and I'm fine with that. I'm good with that. It's good information for me to have. I see more dwarves here. I kind of want to go out of my way. Then again, I mean, I really want to pick up this Dragon City. I tell you what, we're going to leave all this. We'll come back later because oh, that's right, dwarves here. Because I don't want to go too far out of my way and get distracted. We got stuff to do. +1 on the defense. +1 on the defense. Oh, we'll even grab the +1 on the knowledge. Tundar is also going to head up. And Tundar is ready. We're going to sit right here. I think Xenofex can reach all the way to here. Right about to there. Okay. So Tundar is going to sit right here, waiting for the rest of the troops. And we will go through this pack of black dragons. I'm going to hope that Tundar doesn't run afoul of these creatures, but I think that with the stats, at least, 8 attack, 12 defense, I think that we should be able to defeat these black dragons. It's going to be tough. I may be underestimating just how good they are. I hope I'm not, but I think I probably am, actually. Luna, picking up freebies. I'm going to ignore these sprite trees for the moment. She's just going to get resources. See, it's new week, so Xenofex, or rather, excuse me, Kutsu. Back to the resource run here. And I've made the decision, folks. We're going to drop off everybody but dwarves and pikemen. For this reason, we do have the archers here. It should be about 60 to 100 archers between these two houses this late in the game, and that should clear out graveyards and graveyards. We'll clear out as much of this as possible with Vammy. I'm going to ignore these titans for quite a bit longer. I just think the Vammy needs a little bit more. At least Vammy would need the spell points from this mage guild here, but we're going to slowly start to build up this castle anyway. By the way, it looks like we have tax liens and Avatar Hero. Avatar Hero, you're back. Yay. Avatar Hero is back, but we do not, unfortunately, have room in the army to bring you back, Avatar Hero. We will have to catch you on another day at another time. Okay, Fixer. You know what's about to happen. I know what's about to happen. And the only reason that this wouldn't happen is if we wanted to go to these dragon cities and attack. What if I mean, you're gonna take some losses, but the losses are gonna be acceptable. If enemies start to try and get here, if enemies try to take these dragon cities, we will see it. If you take these dragon cities now, they're gonna start to accrue dragons over time. I think that this is much more valuable than going to the whirlpool now, even if there's some advantages here. If I thought that we could hit a timing attack, I would, but I just don't think that that's going to be the play. So anyway, I think that we're in an okay spot at the moment. Thundax is sailing in the upper right corner. Green, that might be Liquid Yeti. They've gone through a lith, a stone lith. And I'm going to assume that our enemies have picked up a Magellans Maps at some point, but we don't really know the answer to that. We don't really know. Katsu, did you check the corners yet? You asked, and I should have. I think I have the opportunity to do so fairly quickly. That's my hope. All 47 battle dwarves for this cost, I will accept it. We've already got so many dwarves anyway, you might as well just turn a strength into an overwhelming, unstoppable force. I'm going to go get these dragons, and then I'll come back and defeat Spritely's outpost. No, we don't have room. Lots of phoenixes. We definitely win this fight with our stats. Does not affect, but we do have mirror image. So if the phoenixes come close to us, then we mirror image the dwarves on their turn, and then we get 2 swipes with it. That would actually be sick. Oh, that'd be good. Let's fight this fight, and then we'll figure out where to go from there. We'll probably lose a couple forces, and more importantly, we'll be able to drop off the fire elementals. That'll make room for the dragons up here. I guess I could hope that these dwarves join us. No, we will ignore that for now. And Tundar says he's not found anything in the corners yet. Correct. I like that Roman then says yet. No, not yet. But I think that Roman is hinting at the strong probability that Phixfox will find something. I think that there's a strong possibility that I will find something. The halflings over the goblins, this is number 1, it's good for morale. Number 2, the dragons are immediately going to attack the halflings, so they're going to do half damage the entire fight anyway. I think that you're best off. Let's see, 6 speed creatures to the bottom, 4 speed, 4 speed, 4 speed, 6 speed. I think that the orcs are going to get hit. Let's do it just like this. All right, Tundar. Pack of black dragons. This is, again, I'm probably underestimating this fight. I'm going to come back and fight that later. As we've seen it before, Phixfox is never confident in a fight if he's unwilling to fight it immediately. I'm actually thinking good and hard right now about whether or not that makes sense to fight. And I don't know the answer. I have no idea. Because, I mean, it's a pack. Okay. It's up to 19 black dragons. If it's 19 black dragons, I mean, you're talking 6,000 HP you got to chew through. This is 6,000 HP potentially. You hope it's not, but it could be. And if it's 6,000 HP, you just don't have the forces to really do this. And spells are not going to help you. I don't even know if you have Dragon Slayer. You don't. You got Steel Skins. Ooh. If it's the low end, though, if it's 10, if it's 11, if it's 12, this is such a risk. And here's the deal. If you lose these forces, then you miss out on the opportunity to go north. And this is all for +1 and for +2. So +1 level from the tree, +2 defense for the shield. I hate to say it, but this is not the time to be cavalier with your forces. If we have time, we will come back later, but unfortunately, that's just not the play. So, Phixfox, you coward. Yes, yes, I know, everyone. I know. I think that you have every reason to believe that I'm a coward. But I also think that that is the best decision, just given what we do and what we don't know about these fights. Okay, on we go. And Tundar says... Oh, Tundar's got a BRB. Gotcha, gotcha. Frodo, we'll catch you later. Have a great weekend. Take good care. Katsu says, send Katsu with a single wolf to scout. I guess I could do that. Is that what you want to do, Katsu? I should do that. I should just let... If you appear on this map, I should play through the map and you decide what your hero does. And so then I'm the ruler, like, hey guys, I'm trying to give you advice. And then you're like, nah, screw you, Phixfox. I'm going to do what I want to do. That would actually be a hilarious way to fight this fight. Okay, Dragon City. Looks like no losses. +1 knowledge, we'll take it. And then Dragon City, I mean, if I wanted to let go of these 10 battle dwarves, I could absolutely take the dragons into the army. Right now I'm going to say no, there's 2 available. But next week there's going to be 3, and the week after that there's going to be 4, and so on and so forth. Right now we're just making sure that we are available for these dragons. And then later we will reap the reward, but any old hero can do that when the time comes. Let's see, Necromancer Castle here. Let's go to the pyramid. And with the ore situation being what it is, there's no sense in trying to upgrade another castle at the moment. On to New Day. Thundax continues to do silly stuff in the upper right corner. Oh, and Tundar, you're home right now? Very good. So Tundar, I said my shout out to your wonderful friends, to Hugo and Espson. My apologies. But yeah, I asked the question if they are longtime fans of the Heroes of Might and Magic series themselves, or if they are just family friends, or whatever the case is. Any additional information on your wonderful people there? Are they avid Heroes of Might and Magic players themselves? All right, folks, lots of Phoenixes. Glorious victory. Ooh, you cannot lose your whole stack of archers. It's 35 Phoenixes, though. This is 35 Phoenixes. You cannot stop this. They're going to... Oh my gosh. You lose all the archers right off the bat. There's nothing you can do. The only thing I could have done was this. I could have dismissed the elves and then split the archers. And so you only lose 60 archers as opposed to everything else. That's so sad. This terrain is about the worst thing I've ever seen. About the worst thing I've ever seen. All right. Okay. Because I can't attack here and mirror image. I'm going to mirror image now. These dwarves are going to get to step up. So we'll step, I don't know, 47 dwarves are going to head up to deal with these guys. We are going to have to take the retaliation here. We're going to kill 6 to 12 of these phoenixes. Okay. There we go. Archers might as well just be upset and do something. It's nice to note that these phoenixes cannot get this double hex attack due to this positioning with the fire elementals. Oh, my mirror image dwarves resisted a magic arrow. Did you see that? That was great. So then the phoenixes had to attack them. That is actually, for all the bad luck we've had, that's actually really good luck. I'm very happy for that. I will let these dwarves continue to fight here. Down to 16 phoenixes, yes. And I'm gonna let the fire elementals take this retaliation. 14 down to 4. We lost 10. Oh my goodness, that's gross. Ugh, despicable. 162 dwarves. Kill a couple more, Do we finish them off? 5 to 7. With the good luck, the mirror image dwarves have actually come in very, very clutch this fight. Mirror image dwarves saved us a bunch of damage. I'm so good for it. And then my battle dwarves should get at least this first hit off on this dwarven stack here. Down to 4. There's a cold ray. The cold ray cleans up the mirror image. At that point, it wasn't really necessary, but the losses look worse than they actually are, except losing 120 of these archers is actually more than I can bear. Never mind. I will trade 100. I will trade 100 archers for 7 phoenixes. That instantly feels good. Look at this. Look at this. Spritely's outpost, and it can be upgraded to a castle. Oh, you can get a boat here. You got all these forces. This was a lovely pickup. Oh, this was great. And this can be upgraded to a castle. So let me just make this purchase here first. So we got this new castle. We've already got the graveyard, pyramid, mausoleum. So let's see. Let's go for the laboratory. So we'll do 4 purchase here. That still leaves us with 20. And then we're going to, yeah, this is great. We're going to go straight to a castle for Spritely's outpost. And I'm wondering if I need to, I don't want to pay to upgrade these dwarves. I would really like to just walk them back to the hill fort. The problem is it's so far away. It's just so far away. I almost wonder if I need a new hero just to corral these individuals. We will see. We will see. But we'll leave all these other forces for now. We're going to fight this dragon city, and it's just going to be dwarven action, and it's going to be crazy. Tundar says, dude, there's a hill fort next to the sulfur mine. No, there's not. Near the sulfur mine? Come on, there's near the sulfur mine? Dragon City? Dragon City? There's one right here. North? Dragon City. North. Trading post. Oh, is there one in the... Oh, of Phixxy? Am I crazy? I might be crazy. Oh, I've not uncovered it yet. Yeah. So, okay. Well, our map maker has let the cat out of the bag, folks. There's an opportunity to upgrade dwarves for free up here somewhere. And I actually appreciate that. No. Not your bad. Not your bad at all. This actually is good for me. I'm happy for the information because there's still going to be a lot of dwarves that we pick up here in just a second. So I am good for this. We will continue on, and that actually lets me know just a little bit. We'll come back and pick up phoenixes later, but again, we're going to use dwarves to fight all this, clear all this out, and then we will let King Phixxy lead his merry band of dwarves to the north, and we'll have a real good time for it. Very good. Katsu says they only get 2 speed and 1 defense. True, but on the adventure map, because they're 2 speed, then we're only having 1,800 movement points a day due to logistics and, you know, whatever else. So if we could actually get the additional 2 speed for the adventure map, that would be pretty nice. So it's not a critical upgrade, but it's okay. Katsu says dwarf upgrade is almost not worth going all the way back anyway. I would agree, but if we know it's up here somewhere, then okay, we will suffer with their slow speed for a little while anyway, for a time, because they've been good troops, and every dwarf wants to put on a blue tunic, don't you know? Every single dwarf I've ever met says, yeah, I would love to do that. Similar to the silver-clad paladins, who typically want to pick up the golden armor of the Crusader. If I can upgrade them, I almost feel like they've been such good forces for me that I ought to do everything I can to let them reach their full potential. Okay, halflings, we actually don't want to pick these up, but I did kind of want to check to see how many forces were there. I'm going to do the same over here. So 33 halflings. There's another one here. So it looks like 45. So 45, 45, 45. There's so many dwarves. This is going to be a map we win through dwarves, I think. Which actually means that we want to protect this stack as a power stack. Which is good. This is not a problem, but that adds a level of consideration to how we use these dwarves. Glorious victory. Fort. Oh, there's a magic well right here. Nice. Nice. We'll pick that up. Probably ignore this route on the beach. We'll continue to go through the swamp because Tundar has the expert logistics, pathfinding. Okay. New day. And Tundar says, either way, I should stay quiet. Haha, don't worry about it. No, it's good. Because as the map maker, there's been several of the Spritely maps that, if not for a timely bit of advice, we would have suffered mightily. So I'm actually very, very happy for a little bit of that advice now. So thank you very much. I trust your opinion in knowing when we ought to help myself out. So thank you for all the help. I do appreciate that. Horde of Battle Dwarves. Let's see if they'll join. All 60 will. I will take that. And then at this point, we actually do want to bring all the dwarves back together. I think that we want to keep them together like so. I'll do this actually. We'll do single stacks to take retaliations. Yeah, we'll do single stacks to take retaliations. And then this dragon city should not be too big of an issue. It's not. This is not even worth fighting. 9 dwarves plus a couple of freebies. Yeah, we will take this out. And now though, we will recruit some dragons here. We will pick up the 2 dragons because we did just see these enemies hop into this boat here. Oh, Roman, we have found you, Roman. And Roman, you look scary. Oh, an undead leader of the forces. Vampire lords, bone dragons, liches. Yep, Roman, I'm worried that Roman's gonna go straight for this whirlpool, show up right here and land. We are gonna be able to reach from here to there, but still, I'm just a little bit concerned about what might happen very, very soon. It's worth noting that Roman can land right here, like from here to here, and then we cannot actually get into Spritely's outpost to resupply. I think that these forces are good enough to actually stop him though. 350 dwarves plus 2 dragons, that should be enough to win the fight, but still, as much as possible, I want to try to be smart with my resources and such. Xenofex is going to go grab windmills and such. Dragon City, very good. Back into the boat. If the enemy pops out of this whirlpool on accident, we can land and cause issues there for them. I don't know how far they can get. They could potentially land right here first thing in the morning if they wanted to. We will have to wait and see what their priorities are. And Vami's just a little bit too far away from the next level. So for now, we're going to take some gold because as we're using our diplomacy, this is actually fairly costly. We are getting 14,000 gold a day though. Maybe I should focus more on the XP. Maybe I should. I know that Tundar really wants us as players to use multiple heroes, and this is one of the ways that they encourage us to use multiple heroes, is that they make a map that's so big that you can't possibly use one single hero. And for that, it feels like you then need to do your very, very best to use as many heroes as possible and get them upgraded. Not just good, but also well. Magic well, speaking of which. 6 crystal, 8 ore. And Tundar continues up in the swampy area to the north, doing some scouting, maybe even getting to this point here. I noticed earlier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dwarven cottages along the coast. I would hate it if the enemies picked that up before I did. Oh, I would hate that indeed. Purchases, let's go for the statue in the Spritely outpost. And then let's pick up the mausoleum here in the Castle of Sancton. It's day 5, so we should pick up the laboratory there tomorrow. Then where will Roman sail? Roman, the Purple Necromancer, with the portrait of Brother Brax, as has been pointed out, is in the boat. Where shall they sail? Through the whirlpool? Likely, but where? Oh, aha. I'm glad that I saw that coming. So what that means to me is this. For sure, that's all the confirmation I need that the enemy does have the Magellans Maps purchased. They probably grabbed this one, if I'm being honest. So by picking up the Magellans Maps, they now were able to see, oh, there's a Spritely outpost, and it's now doesn't have enough defenders to prevent us from attacking it. What they did not factor in is King Phixxy with his band of merry men and 2 fire-breathing lizards ready to do war against them. Now let's take a quick peek. 51 spell points. I think we got, mirror image. We do have 425 points of damage with a lightning bolt. Do we want to make any adjustments? Here? I actually don't think we do. I think you want full stacks where you can. The only problem is that you're going to want to do this. You're going to want to split the dragons. I think you want one red dragon to go deal with vamp or liches. You want the dragons, the bone dragons, to come at you so you can attack them, but they might not if they just crowd around. Okay, folks, it says we lose this fight. We got to take a look. Roman, you look tough. No, 8 dwarves goes down, so 4 attack, 5 defense, 4 spell power, 8 knowledge, 74 spell points. You just cast 6 spell points to steel skin your bone dragons. They've got 19 defense. With my 9 attack and 12 defense against your 4 and 5. My red dragons are doing bonus damage against you. We are going to be doing reduced damage with the dwarves, but not by that much. I wish I had a haste. I wish I had a teleport. I wish. I do feel like, at this point, I feel like you gotta go fight these liches. Because they're gonna blast you from afar, and you can't stop it. Maybe the first spell should be a shield, though. That was the damage from ranged attacks. I don't know how long. I mean, it's 165 points damage again and again and again. I think that a shield and a steel skin is actually going to be useful for these dwarves. And we will focus on the lower dwarves rather than the battle dwarves. Maybe. Okay, double hex attack here. Looks too good to pass up. I'm just planning on there being an animate dead or something crazy, though. That just seems reasonable. Let's head up in this direction. I don't know what these bone dragons are going to do. I have no idea. I'm going to wait until it's the battle dwarves, or rather the dwarves' turn to go, before I decide what spell to cast. By the way, we do have blood morale. Nice. Like that I could have figured that out. That's good. We will take another step forward. That was actually a really big moment there. It looks like one of the red dragons goes down, courtesy of these 17 bone dragons. Bone dragons were doing about 300 damage to these red dragons. Okay. So now you want to cast some spells. I do think that the shield, I mean, the shield's okay. You're going to get just as much value. Maybe not just as much value, but you're going to get significant value out of the steel skin, and it's going to last multiple turns. I think you're going to want a steel skin here now. Well, I'm going to steel skin here because it's going to last forever. It's going to last for 17 turns. We'll step up. Bloodlust on the... Ooh, Bloodlust on the bone dragons. And look, the battle dwarves actually took the damage there that time instead of the regular dwarves. Interesting. Red dragon's going to step up to here. 1 to 2 more liches. We kill 2. Red dragon's going to stay alive long enough for these bone dragons to do some damage. I feel like you got to take a big swipe out of these vampire lords as quickly as you can. We will deal with bone dragons later, but right now... I mean, right now we gotta do this. Sorry, I am on call, as I've said earlier, and I'm trying my very, very best to not turn off my phone. Because if I turn off my phone and somebody calls, well, that's bad. And there's the animate deads. Roman, I see the plan. Roman, you're scaring me. 61 spell points. There's gonna be a lot of animate deads left. And so they just revived 2 vampire lords? No, they revived the power liches. Okay. I could mirror image, but then the bone dragons would take a swipe out of me, and I don't have that many spell points. 45 spell points? It's a bunch, but it's not that many. Let's do a steel skin on the battle dwarves now. 6 to 13 of these vampire lords. Ouch. With the good luck, they actually drain tank quite effectively. Oh, sweet. Sick. The dwarves have gotten good morale for the battle dwarves once, and now for the dwarves once. We're going to kill 2 to 5 of these bone dragons. I don't think we're going to win this fight, though. Oh, that's good. Let the liches attack my dwarves and hurt their own bone dragons. There's still 50 spell points here. There's still 50 spell points. We're going to have to wait on this mirror image. The fact that these dwarves are so slow is actually not bad, though. Actually not bad. Still want to focus on these vampire lords. That's going to give us access to the liches, which is just a good idea. And now the enemy should see the funny side. We'll step up and attack here. Kill 2 to 4 bone dragons with dwarves. When 190 is going to step up as well. Lightning bolt onto the mirror image stack. There's only 4 bone dragons left. The 62 battle dwarves are officially into these liches. The 3 royal mummies have now stepped on the corpse of the vampire lords, which is a big problem for me. I think we're gonna do, let's see, we don't have another mirror image. We did the mirror image at the right time. It was the right time in the right place. I almost feel like the bloodlust, which is better, bloodlust or bless? If you bless, you're gonna get max damage, and it's gonna last for 17 turns. Bloodlust is good, increasing your attack by 3, but it's only gonna last for 3 turns. We're gonna do the bless. We're gonna take out all these. Oh my goodness. And with the good morale, I think we step right here on the bone dragons, so you can't raise them from the dead. Because I can deal with liches doing half damage. I can deal with that. You can animate dead them 3 more times, and I'm fine with that. I am totally okay with this. Everything that's happening here. We will kill the mummies because sure, why not? Yeah. Look at this. There's 18 power liches, but because we're stepping on all of the corpses, if we can finish the liches off right here, which I think we can. There's 12. What if we bloodlust now? 3 extra attack. We go from killing 12 up to killing 14. I'm happy with the way that fight went. I'm really happy with the way that fight went. It says we lost 190 dwarves. That was the mirror image stack. We actually lost about 80 dwarves and 50 battle dwarves, plus the 2 dragons, but we took out a major player. That could have been so much worse. Oh, that could have been so much worse. I'm so glad that we were able to get through this. 6,000 experience. Now, the only issue is this. We only have 5 artifact slots left. So, Roman, do you have good artifacts for me? Tell me truly, I implore. Wizard's Hat, plus 10 turns. Not really great for me. That's pretty good. Breastplate of Andron, plus 5 defense, folks. Plus 5 defense. 4-leaf clover. Evercold icicle. 38 skeletons. And I'm satisfied in knowing that we didn't even run out of slots. Oh my goodness, this fight was totally worth it. We're going to sit here overnight, pick up full spells in the Mage Guild. We're going to drop off these skeletons because we don't want them. And then we will leave here whenever we leave here. Whenever King Phixxy feels like heading off into a new day, that is when King Phixxy shall. But for now, he's going to be happy and healthy, waiting on his loyal forces to just have a real good time for us. Excellent. Lovely. Well done. And because we got so many resources, hey, he's going to wait here for a level 5 Mage Guild and see what happens. Very good. Very good. All right, folks. Okay. There's a lot to be done, but let me get caught up on chat. After a big fight like that, I'm sure that people had a lot of ideas about things that could have been helpful. So let me just check to see what other people thought about that fight. Tetsu says, if you manage to combine all these Dwarven armies into one, I predict a short final confrontation. Oh, you're such a card, Katsu. And poor morale. Do they have the undead army? The undead arm? I'm not too sure. They must. Oh my goodness, Katsu. So that was interesting. So Katsu noticed that Roman there had poor morale instead of just neutral morale. If you have only undead forces, it should just be no morale because there's nobody in the army that should be impacted by morale. That's a benefit of the FHeroes2 project that they've added. But they could have negative morale even with all those undead forces if you have the Arm of the Undead Martyr, which will give you +3 spell power and -1 morale. I think that's what you're referring to, and that was interesting because we just saw that they did not have that artifact, and yet I think that you noticed that they had the negative morale. Interesting. Tundar says, Katsu, is this your first Spritely rodeo? Maybe, I don't know. Katsu says, no, I've seen all the playthroughs. They weren't back to back, so recalling specifics is difficult. Looking forward to playing them yourself. You can find, after today, folks, I'm gonna upload, it with Tundar's approval, I will upload this not this map, but the most recent up-to-date Spritely's expansion playthrough to the FHeroes2, or rather the Phixfox Discord. So on the Phixfox Discord, if you're interested in finding the map there, you can find it for yourself as well. Again, if Tundar's okay with that. Otherwise, you can find it on the FHeroes2 Discord. Yeah, go play these maps. Great map maker, great story. I love it myself. And Wolby says, real life should always come first. Games turn-based anyway, so it can wait. Yes. The games can wait, but you folks are all here in real time too. So I don't want to make you wait. Although, really, there's been a lot of making sure that I'm doing family first and work second, and then this. And I hate to say it, I haven't had as much time to play Heroes, Might, and Magic as I would like. And that does bother me because this is fun, right? I deserve fun times too. And I don't know. My dear sweet wife, though, like she deserves all the credit for making sure that my kids are growing up healthy and happy and strong. She's doing so good with that. I'm grateful that she's like taking them right now, for example. So anyway, yeah, real life comes at you fast. Tetsu said lightning bolt takes out 3 bone dragons per cast. Oh yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been nice. I didn't do that. Anyway, Savora with the GG, nice. Tundar with the blood morale all around. And Star VT's in the chat. Hello, Star, nice to have you here. And Phixfox, long time no see. Hope you had an amazing Christmas and New Year's with your family. Excited for everything Heroes of Might and Magic is going to bring to us in 2026. I agree. And actually, so it would have been like a week or two ago, I saw on the Unfrozen Discord, the developers for the upcoming Olden Era game, I saw that they said, hey, look to our social media for an upcoming post. I'm just going to Google real quick. Olden Era updated information. Do we have any? I mean, do we have like a date for Olden Era? I'm interested. Olden Era release date? No, looks like nothing yet. But for example, we already do have, speaking of other Heroes of Might and Magic, go check out the Bulwark faction in Horn of the Abyss. The Jotun Warlords are one of my favorite units in the world. I love that the Horn of the Abyss team has now brought us Factory, they've brought us Pirate Cove, and now they've brought us Bulwark. So 3 new factions for Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I know that the Heroes 5.5 team is doing wonderful things. The Heroes 4 Ultimate mod team is doing great things there. FHeroes2 with Heroes of Might and Magic 2. We need somebody to start working on a Heroes of Might and Magic 1 kind of mod or rebuild, because that one could still use a little bit of love and attention. But yeah, I'm grateful for all the wonderful Heroes of Might and Magic stuff that's coming out here in 2026. Oh, and Tundar says it stars in the map too somewhere. Very good. Very good. Okay. And yes, Tundar, okay, thank you. I will update that. Okay. King Phixxy, you stay there. Xenofex, go get your stuff. 1 and 2. And yes, Tundar does indicate that this map is going to be the exact same. The one that is going to be uploaded to the Phixfox Discord, it's the exact same as this one. He's just taken some other heroes, and he has taken Phixfox community members and put them also into the map. So it's the same map, just some additional names have been added to the game. Folks, Whirlpool, these 10 dwarves, we're down to 5. So that was the whole reason for having these dwarves in the first place, was just to make sure that we had no issues there. And look at this, Hydra Vale. We got to this point where Roman sailed forth. I think we're going to land immediately. And we're going to take out Hydra Vale. It looks like there's no major forces. We should have already defeated those with King Phixxy, but I think that Fixer would have actually been much better to deal with those forces anyway. The 49 Phoenixes is so many. Vammy is going to defeat lots of Medusa. I don't know if I need any additional splits. Let's do it like this, though. A couple of extra splits. Let's see what we got. Glorious Victory. 1 loss and a couple of skeletons. I will keep the skeletons for now. Who knows how useful they'll be. 60 archers up to 118. Pretty good. 35 archers for Kutsu up to 40. 40 up to 44. Very good. And then Luna is going to grab, is this going to be gold or gems? It looks like it's 500 gold from the leprechaun there. Taking him vigorously, saying, hey you, give me your stuff. Lots of orc chieftains guard the pass in front of Tundar. Tundar is not picking up sprites or anything else, but he is clearing out this area for somebody else in the future. Unfortunately, only 11 of the 41 wolves want to join because of the lower diplomacy for the basic diplomacy. We're going to ignore that. We will lose 2 wolves as they fight their brethren. There's a lean-to and there's a sign. I don't think that we've picked up this sign yet. We did see a sign over here. Somewhere? Yeah, sign here. I think that there was a sign over... There's a couple signs on this map. And so far they've been more flavor text as opposed to like directions, I think. It's tough for me to remember. It's been about a month since we played on this playthrough, so we'll see if we can find what we're looking for in the future. It's day 5. Laboratory is a mere... Is that 10 wood? Yeah, a mere 4 wood away. Let's do this. Let's get the marketplace today. Because I think I got a couple of extra marketplaces I could pick up. Here? Nope, already got it. Oh yeah, no. We do need a marketplace here. So day 7 tomorrow, we're going to pick up a marketplace in Spritely's outpost. And then we will figure out where to go after that. But we will get the laboratory first thing in the morning. It's day 6. Let's go on to day 7. Roman says, I suggest creating a YouTube playlist for Spritely maps. Okay, I like that. It's a great idea. Yeah, I like that idea a lot, because that way you can go from one Spritely's map to the other. What about this? I could always, at the end of the playthroughs on YouTube, I could just link you to the next playthrough, and like the little things that pop up. So you can just click and you can go from one to the next. The only concern with that, folks, is that if you watched all of the hours of Spritely playthroughs, at this point, we're probably looking at about 30 hours. There's probably 30 hours of this Spritely campaign. I can't wait for this to be an official campaign in the FHeroes2 project. That'll be great. Welcome to the mainland. Ahead is the dangerous path to Firthmer. Firthmer? Hold on. Sancton? Is there... Hold on. You towns. Is there like a castle up here? The dangerous path. Is it here? Is this the castle that they're referring to? I don't see another castle here, but maybe it's like a chateau. Maybe it's like a... I don't know. Maybe it's like another one of these Xanadu's. It's just like more thematic. Okay, well, Tundar, do you go north or do you go back in this area? I do kind of want to combine these areas. I want to see what's in this forgotten area. 2 watchtowers. We got 30 orcs. I think I'll look to pick these up. Yeah. And do you go down south and pick up all these goblin huts? Maybe. You've got goblins in this army. I think Tundar is the hero to fight all these fights, so he will. He's going to just spend all the time to clear all this out. So in the future, a secondary hero can come through and pick up the forces for free later. But right now, we need a strong, manly man. Tundar, we need a strong, manly man to clear out these forces so that we can go through and rally the troops in the countryside. I need them. They don't realize how much they need me. Folks, I will lower your taxes. Folks, I will devote resources to our infrastructure. Folks, it will be a time of peace and prosperity. Is that a jail? I didn't even see that was there. There's a jail. There's a jail. There's a jail right there. Look at that. Hidden in the tree line. Did anybody else see that? I did not see that until just now, but then I was like, wait a second, hold on. I might have even moused over it and just barely saw something there. I don't think we have, I think we gotta let go of a hero. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We gotta let go of a hero. Who would we even let go of? Not Lunatic. Not Tundar. Katsu. Vammy, I gotta keep Vammy because Vammy is just, it's not about the name. It's about who's the better hero and what's their job. That's the only thing that goes into this decision-making process, folks. Don't try and get me in trouble. Not picking favorites. That's not what we're doing here. Xenofex is kind of a nobody, unfortunately. It might be Xenofex. Yeah, it's probably Xenofex. There's 4 windmills here. I don't know if one person can get all this and all this every week. In fact, I don't think that they can. But it's either going to be Xenofex or it's going to be Katsu that we have to leave behind. It's probably going to be Xenofex because I don't want to do that to Katsu. If Katsu's here, I don't want to do that to Katsu. Yeah, that's the whole reason for the decision-making process. Oh golly. I wish I could be better, folks, but I'm working with what I got. Let's go for 10 wood here. It's going to be 20 mercury. It's actually a pretty hefty cost, but for a laboratory, it'll be worth it. Now, here's the only issue is that we don't have a well here yet again. We were able to get to this point. I don't know if we missed any days on building. We probably did. We probably did. I didn't realize how close that was, but that'll cost us a couple of bone dragons. Let's go to Hydra Vale, see what we can find. Glorious victory, 2 greater druids lost. That's okay. Fully upgraded castle. No, not quite. We don't have Lightning Bolt, Animate Dead, Mass Bless, Resurrect. Good spells all around. But we don't have a 5th level Mage Guild here. I think I want the 5th level Mage Guild. I don't know if the... I don't know if the enemy is going to come back and take this castle from me. I don't know if I can hold this castle. I'm going to throw caution to the wind. We're going to upgrade this to a 5th level Mage Guild. We're going to pick up Summon Air Elemental. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. There's a time and a place for an Air Elemental to be summoned. 42 at a time. Hold on. Who's got the Book of the Summoning? Is it Xenofex? Yeah. Book of the Elements? What? Katsu, I need you to know that this is actually an important artifact. Oh my goodness. Oh, the many twists and turns. The oh, what a tangled web we weave. Okay, folks, for the first time, we noted that there was no special artifacts here in the bottom left. There might still be in the bottom right, but I think I feel obligated to go here to the upper left. Will we have room in case there's an artifact? Tundar has left us a gift in the corner of the map. If you've reached this spot, this gold is likely not going to change anything, but it helps, right? A golden goose, an extra 10,000 gold per day. Tundar, this absolutely does help. We go from 15,000 gold a day up to 25,000 gold a day. That is a big artifact. That's a big moment because, heck, if we're still trading for resources, then that's still worth it. That's totally worth it. Now, I wonder, it's possible that Tundar didn't think that we would take this whirlpool. It's possible that Tundar did not anticipate that we would make a beeline here. And I didn't think that we made a beeline. We landed here. We ended up taking this town, and then we just said, hey, let's grab this and this and this. We landed where we saw Roman. I mean, yeah, I think it matters. Don't you? Don't you think it matters? I do. But we are not going to pick up this 4th level mage guild here for Phixxy because we just purchased the marketplace because we were going to trade. So King Phixxy is going to yet again rest and decide to stay put, keep himself nice and healthy. I saw a very interesting thing the other day, and it's the difference between previous working generations and this current one. In this modern era, people are more likely to decline a promotion if it means a lot of additional work, or for example, going from an hourly wage to a salary, oftentimes because it's not seen as being worth it. Back in the day, the whole goal was to stay with one company for 30 years and to, work your way up, get a pension, and so on and so forth. And in this modern era, not so much. Not so much. And so just interesting to note this idea of sticking around and pensions and, I don't know, how much work are you willing to do? Is it worth it to do the work? I don't know how I got started on this topic, and so I don't know how to finish this thought, but it's interesting that I saw that the other day, and I thought to myself, I can kind of identify with that. I don't want to be my boss right now and be expected to be on call 24/7. Doesn't sound like a good time to me. And yet, I understand why it used to be a thing, and I also understand why it's not a thing anymore. Okay, folks. Month 2, week 3, day 7, on to day 1. It's not going to be a plague month because it's not quite the new month, but still, we are cruising right along here, getting as far as we possibly can. Okay. And we're actually just about due for another break. So let me get caught up on chat and then we'll make a decision there. So Tetsu says, I was remarking in Ross's stream that in the original Heroes of Might and Magic 2 Gold version, Dwarves and Dragons in your army has a bug with mass spells. And you're wondering if FHeroes2 fixes that bug? What's the bug? I'm interested to know. What's the bug? Oh, very interesting. Tundar says, the next map with your wife's permission will be a save the Princess Queen Phixfox wife. I am positive that she will be acceptable to those terms, Tundar. I think that she would love that. That'd be adorable. Yeah, if you want to do a save the princess type of map, go for it. The question will be, which is the portrait that you use for her? Do you want me to ask her what portrait she likes the best out of all the portraits in Heroes Might and Magic 2? I think that she would enjoy that. Katsu says, is there a way to script in a log message after other events happen, like when you take a castle? Script in a log message after other events happen, like when you take a castle. I don't really know. It's a good question. Not that I know. I wonder if there's like a debug feature that you could potentially check some of that out in. Possible anyway. And Tundar says, yeah, never mind the corners. Who needs them? I need them. Tundar. Star says, I'm so excited for the official Spritely drop in FHeroes2. I adore massive maps. Then you're going to love this one. 100%. And it is already released. So you can go to the FHeroes2 Discord right now, and it should be available, is my understanding with Tundar. So go do that right now. You don't have to wait. You can go do it right now. Turn off the stream and go play yourself and have a fun time doing it, please. Katsu says Tundar does a great job with environmental placements to make Excel maps feel even twice as large. I completely agree. Like the twists and turns in the maps, the penalty for the terrain here that makes these little fingers a little bit longer to go up to and through. Yeah, I mean, great. really, really well. Really, really well done. These maps are engaging, and they're so full of stuff. They're so full of stuff in the best way possible. As Katsu says, great adventure and quest-filling maps. Yes, Tundar should be very happy for that. Katsu says Katsu might be the weakest hero at this point. Pass off as sprites. Yeah, hate to say it, yeah. And then Tundar says, surely Alina, the gnome, is actually the worst hero. Actually, you know what? Yeah, she's actually, you know what? She's doing absolutely nothing. I feel bad. Alina the gnome, I've made a decision. Tundar's right. She is the worst hero. You're just doing nothing. She's been slept for the last like 6 weeks. And at this point, heroes that she was better than are now better than her. Like Katsu's now level 11. Like Katsu's just as good or better, right? And more appropriately positioned to help us win the day. And Katsu, yeah, Xenofex says logistics and pathfinding. That's a good point. That's a good point. Katsu says, I'd boot your bum if you were the weakest to Phixfox. No hard feelings. I love that. Perfect. I like that. Katsu says, almost no one other than the military and the United States Postal Service offers pensions anymore. I currently have a county position in my local government in the county. Well, there's a genie lamp right there. The county I work for does have a pension type deal. It's actually really good. And it's the same one that state employees have for the state of Idaho. So Percy, P-E-R-S-I, is actually ridiculously good. And I only found this out pretty recently, but it's actually indexed with the funds for the future. So I've always worried that if you've got a pension and it's like, hey, you get $600 a month, like, or whatever it is. Let's say right now you get $1,500 a month upon retirement. In the future, is $1,500 a month going to be good? Probably not, right? Like just with the way inflation goes. So, you know, I wasn't sure if it was going to be good or not, but apparently it's indexed. Apparently it does keep up with general inflation in some ways. So currently I'm in a position that's got some opportunities, but folks, I just don't know if I want to chase around kids on juvenile probation for another 20 years. I just don't think I do. Like, it stresses me out. It stresses me out. And as I've said before, like I'm the officer that covers sex offenses. I'm sorry, but I do a very good job. I do a very good job at what I do. I keep the community safe. I increase the competency of the individuals I work with. And I hold them accountable. Those are the 3 basic things I do, right? I do a good job. But it does come at some level of personal sacrifice, because every single time I read a police report, I lose my mind. Like I often get to the end of those police reports and I just go outside if I can and I shoot hoops for 10 minutes. I set an alarm on my phone and I go out and I shoot hoops for 10 minutes just so that way I can like simmer down and I can be okay, right? I'm grateful that there's people out there that are willing to do a lot of hard work to make sure that people are good and safe. I just don't know if I am the type of person that can continually do that for the rest of my life. So again, a pension, awesome, sweet, you know? Maybe I should go work for the United States Postal Service, or Railroad. Maybe I should go work for the Union Pacific. I'll bet you that they've got a really nice retirement. I'll bet you that they'll retire you. But all this is to say that when it comes right down to it, I want people to be okay. I just don't know if I got the personality to make a career out of this, even if the reward is exceptionally good, like a pension. I don't know. Everybody's struggling all around. I'm sure that everybody here is like, Phixfox, can you stop talking about work? Because it's stressing me out and making me think about my work. I'm sorry if I'm stressing anybody else about their work. Not my intention. I apologize. Okay, there's this boat here for King Phixxy. I mean, we could step into this whirlpool, end up over here, and then apparently there's something special over there. I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna, rather than walk, we're going to bring everybody up this kind of slow way, including these dwarves. We'll do druids, sure. We got elves, great. I'm gonna leave behind unicorns and sprites. We're gonna hop into the boat. We will hope that we only lose a couple of these battle dwarves as opposed to these dwarves. This is maybe a bad idea. Is it gonna take the dwarves because they're lower level than the battle dwarves? Or is it gonna take the battle dwarves because the battle dwarves have less to lose? I have no idea how this is going to work. I hope we don't find out. There's a chance we don't find out. Folks, we stepped on this prison and we traded Alina the Gnome for Sir Sandra the Necromancer. Hey, bada bing, look at this guy. Necromancy, wisdom, estates, leadership. He's even got a Medal of Honor to make sure he's really nice. Good starting troops, 500 gold per day. Totally worth it. Has Resurrect. Okay. You know what I just realized? Resurrect creatures from a damaged or dead unit until the end of combat. I did not realize that's how Resurrect works. Hold on. Pause. Does Resurrect permanently? No. It's just the end of combat. So Resurrect does not permanently bring back even a dead unit, but it does resurrect them until the end of combat. So Animate Dead is always going to be vastly superior. It's always going to be vastly superior. Interesting. I'm learning new things right now. For some reason, I just never thought that would work like that. Hold on, though. Somebody's got Resurrect True. You do. Is Resurrect True damaged or dead unit permanently? Resurrect doesn't work on actual dead units, though. It means dead not by undead, but dead units. Okay, for some reason, for a second, I was going crazy. I was like, does Resurrect work against the undead? And for some reason, I've just never realized it. No, it does not. I'm not going crazy. That would have been a huge tactical oversight for the last 25 years of my life in playing Heroes of Might and Magic. That would have been a huge tactical oversight. But thankfully, that's not the case. We had said we were going to get caught up on chat and then decide if we're going to take a break or not. I'm going to keep on reading chat. Katsu says, or civil servants for any side of the government. There you go. Yeah. State, county, and federal. Wolby says, save Phixfox wife. Have his brother in jail for you to save too. The hero sinks soul. Yep. Well, I don't know. He didn't think that, my brother didn't think that he could confirm if he was my brother or not. So I don't know. Maybe it wasn't my brother. Who knows? Katsu says, the bug is if you cast a mass spell like a haste or a bless, or even one that would not affect your troops like a slow or a curse, your troops can resist the spell and it can fizzle completely. Oh. So for example, I think we've seen the same thing on a Chain Lightning. You can cast Chain Lightning on a group of dwarves, or there can be like one dwarf in a sprite force, and if the Chain Lightning hits like the initial target and then the dwarves, or then the battle dwarves, it can stop the rest of the iterations, the rest of the instances of damage that the other troops would have taken because the dwarven stack resisted the spell. Now, I guess it makes sense completely if you cast a Chain Lightning right on a dwarf stack and they get the 25% chance to resist it and then nobody takes any damage. That's possible too, but the idea is that if the dwarves resist the spell for a mass spell as well, then you could potentially miss out on the rest of the forces having it as well. For Chain Lightning, it's a little bit easier to conceptualize because it's one and then the other and then the other than the other. For a mass spell, you would assume that everybody's getting the effect at the same time. Interesting. I don't know. I'm interested to know what the FHeroes2, number one, if the FHeroes2 team members are aware of that bug. Number two, if what they've done for it. That's interesting. I don't know. It's interesting. Katsu says, sorry. Scripting in a sorry your princess is in another castle message after taking castles. That's hilarious. I love that. I would love it if we had some scripting after that. Heroes 3 does that. Heroes 4 does that really, really well. So I would love to see that, actually. That'd be great. Tundar says, yeah, like a Mario game. Can be fun scripting. Absolutely. Katsu says, could you do a COLA adjustment? I'm not too sure what that is. COLA? I do it for your military pension. It's equal to the Social Security COLA adjustment. I don't know much about COLA. I'm imagining since it's military that's on the federal side of things. Yeah. I think Katsu said railroad does, but it's also tough work, very competitive to get conductor or engineer positions as well. I was looking into it. Yeah, railroad's not a bad job. In fact, railroad's a great job, but the problem is that they do work you pretty much, I don't want to say to death, but they do work you long and hard. Work-life balance is not quite a thing for the railroad because you got to be on the road, you got to be there. And maybe that's kind of what I was angling at earlier, is that people in my working generation tend to prefer work-life balance as opposed to promotions, responsibility, and money. I feel like more and more in this modern era, people my age would prefer to have a job with less pay, less compensation, but better for you right now than something that in the long term could be much, much better for you. And maybe that's because it doesn't feel like, I don't know, it's like the doom spending trend where people don't feel like, they don't feel like any efforts they make in reducing their debt or any efforts they make in saving for retirement are going to be useful or valuable. There's a lot of people my age that just don't think that they're ever going to be able to retire. And so if you're not ever thinking you're going to be able to retire, then what's the point in trying to retire, right? And so then that changes fundamentally the way that people spend their money and they try to get their money. And that could be seen in what jobs you take or don't take, and that could also be seen in just the poor investments that people make. I've seen so many videos on people saying, I'm never going to repay my student loan debt. And I'm like, dude, they will garnish your wages. Like, it sounds good until you realize that, like, no. They will get their money, and you're not going to be able to declare bankruptcy and make that all go away. I don't know how it is in Canada or in Europe or anything else like that, but in the United States, if you take out loans for school, then that doesn't go away. If you declare bankruptcy, you must pay that back. And there's people out there, they're just like, dude, I started off with $40,000 in debt, and now, even though I've been making payments for the last 10 years, I'm up to $50,000 in debt remaining just because of predatory loans and interest rates. What do they say? There's two types of people: the people that make money off of compound interest because they understand it, and the people that pay money to compound interest because they don't understand it. There's a lot of crazy stuff out there. Anyway, Tundar says corner cough cough. Corner cough cough. Wait, do we have? Yeah, we got a slot. Ooh, a sweet, sophisticated siren swims to your ship. King Phixxy, I'm glad you've checked the corners. I have your crown. Oh my gosh, Tundar, that's awesome. Look at this. Look at all the gold we got going on here. This is such a good hero. We've got to drop off this wizard's hat as soon as possible. Oh, we got stuff to do. We got places to go. Folks, I'm excited. We got places to go. Okay, let's go to the whirlpool. Hope we don't lose tons and tons of dwarves. We didn't, and we came out into the exact right spot we wanted to. Very good. Very good. This is all working out great. We're going to land right here. And I don't see a hill fort yet. But we'll check all this out, pick up some free stuff. King Phixxy is feeling mighty fine and mighty grand. On we go, Xene effects. Find me fun stuff, please. Okay, and Fixer is picking up windmills and such. Fireball, very good. There is this artesian spring. I mean, that's 600 spell points. Do you want to have 600 spell points? I think you do. Do you think you do? I think we do. That's worth going out of our way for. Vammy is not going to attack the Titans just yet, but they're going to go up in this direction. I kind of want to go to the graveyard first here. Does Vammy need to offload any artifacts? The answer is no. Sue's doing good things. Genie Lamp for free. They say for free, not really. And then 44 archers up to 66. 66 archers up to 85. 85 archers up to 102. My goodness, look at these forces we're accruing. 1,000 experience for Luna. Advanced logistics, big pickup, very nice. +1 defense from the fort nearby, and +1 attack skill from the mercenaries camp. Luna is also going to pick up this artesian spring. She can do a lot of damage with that. I'm going to have her go grab this witch doctor's hut and then do the artesian spring. It'll give her an extra 20 spell points when all is said and done. And then more goblins, a little bit of gold. Yes, Tundar. Get beefy, my friend. And Sir Sandro, if he goes to these stone liths, I think that they only take you to right here. We're going to save these bone dragons for later. I think somebody else could make some good use of those. Okay, off we go here. And it's day 2. I don't think we had any other purchases we needed to make. Here, though, let's see. Number 1, I'm just checking to see if we got a well everywhere. Well. Aha. That cost us some bone dragons, so that's why that was important to me there. And then, yeah, it will be the upcoming sorceress castle over here. This is going to be Cotton Eye. We've only got 8 wood right now, but pretty soon we're going to look to upgrade that onto a new day. Savora, that's a cool little hype LUL. Hype little emote, I like that. Katsu says resurrected units also do not take damage while in a stack until all the original units have died. Correct. And so that actually causes some people a lot of grief because I understand you're like, hey, I resurrected this big stack. Why don't you kill the creatures on top? For balance purposes, that's just not the way it works. So Resurrect does have some limitations to it. Animate Dead as a 3rd level spell, I think is just too good. With Animate Dead in the game, I think that the undead are huge degrees better than they otherwise would be. So not a small thing. A drink from the spring fills your blood with magic. You have twice your normal spell points in reserve. Holy cow, 600 out of 300. That's all right. Let's do that again. Sir Gallant. Sir Gallant is going down, folks. There's nothing to be done here. The enemy has fled. He took a shot at me, though. Let's see if we can prevent this guy from running. We do have that fireball spell, and with 14 spell points, or spell power, rather, I think we fireball here. Dead. 4-speed elves. So we'll kill 22 gargoyles first. Maybe we can kill elves first. Let's see. No, it looks like we're not going to have enough value to kill these swordsmen and these elves. We're down to 8 swordsmen. Oh. Well, how about that? Glorious victory. The enemy ran, and we wanted to let them run. And because we fought them, we get the Fizbin Misfortune and a telescope. Great. That was perfect. That was exactly what I wanted to have happen. Okay. The enemy is fighting in this graveyard. Should be no losses. Really? These losses are actually acceptable. For 30 skeletons, endless patch of sulfur, +1 sulfur a day. That's great. I'm good for that pickup. And then Kutsu is continuing on for these archers. We're up to 102, up to 123. We'll go through the cold ring here. Another archer's house, up to 168. 168 up to 215. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. There's so many archers' houses. Up to 215 archers. It's a mighty haul. And I'm going to ignore these caves for the centaurs. Just don't want them at the moment. Full spell points for Luna. I don't know if she's got lightning bolt. I know she's got the chain lightning. Yeah, she actually needs this lightning bolt from the Shrine of the Second Circle. Tundar is going to pick up the +1 level. For 10 gems, yes. For 10 gems, it's totally worth it. We'll pick up unicorns. I'm going to save these 48 goblins, though. These unicorns should go down to either a slow or a nice damaging spell. We're going to blind the unicorns. We're going to turn the tables and blind the unicorns. How often do you see that? And unfortunately, I'm going to have to blind one of these stacks of 8 because I can reach the stack of 9, but not the other ones. Ogre Lords are going to finish off this stack. Medusa should finish off this full stack, especially with the good luck. Okay. And then 84 orcs do kill all these unicorns here. In fact, I'm so confident that they're going to take this shot with the good luck against these 9 orcs, or these 9 unicorns. Yeah, 6 goblins. We saved a whole flock of these orcs and goblins. Everybody, really. 1,500 experience. Not bad, not bad. And I will grab these ruins. 19 Medusa. We're going to double that stack up to 38. I talked about wanting to go in this direction, but I do want these dwarves just in case somebody else wants to come in this direction. Then again, they might join me if somebody else gives them the opportunity to join. We'll go in this direction for now. We will leave the dwarves for another person, another day, another time. It's going to be Vammy that goes in this direction. And we're going to send Sandro on a collecting spree. There's still so much to collect. So they're going to have that job for them. 12 woods. We're not upgrading a town to a castle today. On to new day. Tundar says, yeah, it makes it harder to use effectively than one might think. Talking about the resurrect, because it takes from the bottom stack instead of the top stack. The creatures that are resurrected, those are the ones that persist after all is said and done. Yeah. And so it does make it much harder to use. Call it a high-skilled sort of operation here. Folks, do note that we're going to go from 1,800 movement points a day up to 2,060 because we got the +2 movement by turning the dwarves into battle dwarves. So even though it looked like we could have gone and grabbed gold first, this order of operations is going to give us a little bit more. No, not Winnie Maru. Folks, my man and yours, the yellow warlock, Winnie Maru, has several black dragons, a few green dragons, a couple of other forces, and he has wandered way too close to Phixxer. Oh no, Winnie Maru, what are you doing? I appreciated, on one of the more recent videos, I got a little bit of a really nice comment from Winnie Maru, one of my favorite people, and grateful that he stopped in just to wish us all a happy 2026. I feel like I need to take the time, and I will. I'll take the time to go along to everyone else's videos and make sure that I get the chance to just tell them the same. Because there's so many people that we need to touch base with. There's so many people that we need to make sure that they know that we appreciate them and we love them. We're grateful for who they are and for what they bring to the Heroes Might and Magic community. Myra, of course, one of the first people to really kind of help me get off the ground, offered to help with a lot of the getting started with on YouTube. Myra, I know that this fight is not gonna go your way, but oh, my friend, I wish I could tell you that before this actually goes down. 2 attack, 3 defense, 10 spell power, 9 knowledge. I actually don't want to defeat this guy. We only got 1 artifact slot, but I can't hire extra heroes. You know, like I can't hire extra heroes. Enemy has fled. I'm guessing he's got some nice artifacts. It's a shame that we're gonna have to lose that, but look, there is a castle not too far away with library. Maybe we should take this castle and then we'll come back later. Remember, Phixxer does have the town portal spell, so I can town portal to here, for example, and let Sandro or Vammy take some good artifacts, but just not the best artifacts. It can be done, but I want to get to this point first with the library, so that way I can town portal away and then town portal back in the blink of an eye. Little things like that saves a bunch of time, and that's what I would like to do right now. Okay, Katsu is still... Katsu has decided to just have fun and get strong, and I'm good for that. 248 archers, more to come, my goodness. Luna is getting nice and strong here with her lightning bolt. I think that she can... If she takes these centaurs, actually, there should be like 100. No, there's only 33. Horde of War Trolls with Chain Lightning, 5 spell power, 300 points of damage. I think she can beat a Horde of War Trolls. The only problem is I've got 1 6-speed boar. They're gonna get to go first. Oh wait, I got dragons not too far away. Let's just go get the dragons. Dragons will make that easy. Let's do that. It's gonna be the Oasis for moving points. And then 170 goblins for Tundar up to 226. 226 goblins up to 274. Sandro's going to continue to do some exploring. Animate Dead, very valuable for these troops. I think that Sandro can actually defeat all of these other forces now. He's even going to take these peasants. 2-speed peasants? Yeah, probably not the best idea, but I think he can help at least clear out some of this other stuff with that Animate Dead. 4 Animate Deads should be good. 16 wood. Still too far away from getting a town to a castle. And Katsu says, yes, but if I cast a mass slow, my own dragons can fizzle it even though it never affects my team. Oh, that's nuts. Oh, that's crazy. Because they're immune. So it can, but not always. Do we know what the percentage chance of that bug occurring is? That's a very interesting question, and I'm interested to know if we have any additional details. Because, I mean, that is, dare I say, game-breaking? I would call that game-breaking, personally. We will let 42 Medusa join. Remember, there was 13 Titans here 3 weeks ago. There's probably 20 Titans up here. With 122 spell points, no artifact slots. I'd love to... I'd love to steal a castle and then figure out what to do from there. Just in case you haven't noticed, we are picking up so many Medusa. There's 3 main armies worth of Medusa here. There is 42 Medusa on King Phixxy. There's 41 Medusa on Xenofex. There is now 38 on Tundar. If we combine all those Medusa, that's a really good fighting force as well. Good quality forces there. Free Treehouse, it is free. Advanced Pathfinding, perfect timing. Horde of Orcs, they want to join us, but there's only 16 out of 61. We're gonna ignore that. 31 archers is a little bit too many to lose. Tundar says, pretty sure Chain Lightning just skips and still shoots the 4 damages. I'm not gonna disagree with you because I feel like that's not the case, but I don't know for sure. And so yeah, I'm gonna say that we need more information on that then, because I could see it being that way where it just skips it as opposed to fizzling out the entire spell. I could definitely see that. But I don't know the answer. We'll have to do some digging. Science? We'll have to do some science? Folks, we all love science around here. That's just what we do. We're gonna use another one of our lightning bolts. We're very low on lightning bolts. Very unlikely to get good morale. In fact, it's impossible. And then, oh, the skeletons might as well do the damage there. 30 skeletons kills 12 orcs because of our attack skill. It's crazy. 18 skeletons back. And I almost wonder, should Vammy, I don't know, Vammy, do you want to pick up orcs in the watchtower? I don't know if you want to do that. Let's go through these hordes of pikemen at least, though. Well, if I go in this direction, then I can maybe get another level for Vammy, and then we can get advanced diplomacy, and then maybe the pikemen join us for cost a little bit more reasonably. Then Sante Paulus. Sante Paulus, you're here. Zounds throng, lots throng. I'm a little bit scared of Sante Paulus. He's coming straight for me. But he doesn't realize I have 600 spell points, though. And Resurrect Trues. Yeah. I think it's going to say that we lose, and I know better. I know we're going to end up winning this fight. It feels crazy, though, because there's no way we should win this fight. Well, we don't know what his stats are. He's coming to us, so he thinks he can win. Wow. Oh, she's 23 attack, 13 defense. So if we win, it's all going to be down to spells. Animate or Resurrect True is going to return 7 phoenixes at a time. I still want to fight this fight. Do we have diplomacy? We got expert diplomacy. I can't get around him, and I don't want to wait. Yeah, we'll be fine. Oh no, we lose. Whoa! Phixfox bit off more than he could choose. Then he can chew. Alert, alert. Oh, and Katsu, Cola is cost of living adjustment each year. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how they do the Cola for the county. I just know that in the private sector, you're going to do way better than you are in the state or local governments. It's just the way it works, because yeah, you have that pension as the long-term deal, and then they try to keep you in with the other benefits as well. They help pay like your health insurance and things like that. And it's good. I mean, you military, you know what they do to try and keep you around and help you re-sign on the dotted line. It's really tempting, but I can't help but feel like I might be able to do better elsewhere. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough all around, so I can't complain. Phixfox wife just back to check in. Phixfox wife, what's up, girl? Later, Phixfox wife, I'm gonna have to borrow you so I can let you check out some portraits, and you can tell me which one you think makes you look the best. And you can choose what portrait you want for something special that Tundar is gonna do in the future. Sabora says, so with the pretty sure about the chain lightning, Sabora says, in that case, yes, but the other no. I don't know the answer. We'll have to do some science. Wolvie D2G Mark says, I know that feeling. Houses within 3 hours of where I am currently cost $1 million. Getting a loan for that is really hard, and some days feels impossible. It's insane. It's insane, and it can't continue. It cannot continue, folks. It can't continue, because like in my area, the median income is let's call it, I know it's a little bit higher than this, let's call it like $60,000. And if the average house around us right now is $350,000, which it is, it's about $350,000 is the average. I mean, we're talking 30-year mortgages. I guess now we're talking 50-year mortgages for some people, which is a terrible idea. The housing prices are insane. It's kind of like with what loans did for colleges, right? Colleges said, look, people are going to pay whatever they want to get a good education and get a degree. And so you have student loans, and you will take out as many student loans as it takes, so we can charge whatever we want. I think that I don't know a lot about the Fed. I don't know a lot about interest rates. I don't know a lot about my federal economy in my neck of the woods. I don't pretend to, and yet I got a feeling that this can't keep going on. I think that when people say that we're in an everything bubble, I think that that's actually fair to say. Sabora, nice corner. Yeah. King Phixxy has his crown. I'm glad it was King Phixxy that found it. Katsu says, have you ever used a siren for profit? No. I have personally not, but if they're going to give me crowns, maybe I should give it a try. Yeah, Tundar with the correct hero. Yes. Kutsu says, I suppose it's okay. I suppose Necrofaction is balanced by only having 3 real troop types that you want to use 100% of the time. That's true. That's true. And so with the spells and the animate dead, you got to mix something in for the other factions. I think that's fair to say. And Tundar says, every single mentioned player viewer has each made me feel engaged with FHeroes2 and has made a wonderful impact on me and my experience here. Good. I'm grateful that everybody that's in this map has been somebody that you've enjoyed your association with. Tundar truly hopes that they haven't missed any wonderful people. Did miss Ross, but I have a bigger plan for him. Good. That would be lovely if Ross appeared in a future Spritely map, or if he had his own series. That'd be great too. And Kutsu says it's not that high. It might happen once or twice a map, but it's a big oof when it does. Yeah. So if that's talking about how likely it is that spells fizzle in Heroes 2 with the dragon or the dwarf resistance, that makes sense. And Kutsu says, this is why I don't think buying in many areas is great anymore versus renting. You're still paying rent just to a bank, but you're also on the hook for repairs and replacements. I hate to say it, but yeah. I don't know when I'm going to end up getting a yard for my kids, but so long as I've got a nearby library, so long as I have a nearby park, I want them to have a nice fenced-in place to play, but it is what it is. Thunder says we were doomed when food became speculative. Capitalism went too far. Then 2008, the housing bubble. I mean, you're right. It can't continue. Orchestra says, sometimes I'm thankful I live in Poland. Houses and flats are criminally expensive, but at least university and healthcare is free. Not perfect, but still usable. Yeah, I think there's a lot of value there in what you're saying, right? A ton of value. Somewhere along the line, whenever houses became an asset and not just a place that you had to live in, like when houses became a place that you could buy for the purpose of turning around and renting to somebody else to make money, or turning into an Airbnb, or purchasing knowing that it should appreciate in value over time, all of a sudden it changed the whole market kind of on its head, because it went from being a place that you have to live to this investment, and then that priced a lot of people out of a place to live, and that inherently feels like a bit of a problem. Yeah. Do I pretend to know what's going on here? No, I do not. Do I pretend to know what's going on in this fight here against 637 Rangers, 116 Master Swordsmen, 48 Greater Druids, 24 Crusaders, and 174 Pikemen? Folks, I think I know what's going on here. Sante Paulus, 23 attack, 13 defense, 13 spell power, 8 knowledge, blood morale, Irish luck, 76 spell points. I have 579 spell points, and I might need to use every little bit of it. What if we just start Armageddoning and then animate deading at the end, or resurrecting true? I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I don't care. It's too funny. It's too funny not to do. Okay, we're gonna try and keep a lot of these forces alive. That might have been a huge mistake, because the ranger count is still too high. It's way too high. If we kill, let's see, we're gonna get swallowed up. These phoenixes are gonna have a real bad time, but we gotta kill these rangers as much as possible. Yeah, this is a problem. I think you actually want to do a blind lock. In my haste, I might have made a mistake. Yeah, there goes the phoenixes. Pretty much. We might need to refight this fight and do a blind lock instead. That was just too funny. I'm sorry, I had to do it. The Crusader count is surprisingly low. Unicorns are doing what they do. Okay, there goes the phoenixes though. Yeah, 400 rangers though. That's just way too many. 76 spell points. Captain Sante Paulus did not cast any spells that round. Did you notice? No spells cast. That's crazy. Is he gonna cast a spell now? Oh, that's funny. That's so funny. But the Rangers lost their turn. The Rangers just lost their turn. That's fine. 5 speed, 6 speed, 6 speed. You gotta keep these 6 speed creatures alive. You gotta kill these guys. Oh, they're gonna go into a full defensive position. I'm gonna start working on these guys. Yeah, because look, the Rangers have lost their turn. If you, oh geez, that feels so bad. If you do damage to break the blind like he just did, then you don't get your turn. So like this is kind of okay. It's not great, but it's kind of okay. He's got 23 attack and 13 defense though. Like, we are not winning this fight anytime soon. We're gonna kill the full stack here and we're gonna back off. Oh gosh. I think you actually, this might have been a problem. I think that we actually needed to keep a few druids alive to keep the veteran pikemen tethered to that position. He can, oh gosh. We'll start to attack here, but I think that these veteran pikemen are now gonna come straight for me. Oh no, the whole army. Run! Run! So they're not gonna cast another spell? Alrighty. Well, I've this is not the way this should have gone. But we had a lot of fun doing it. What about this? 7 more phoenixes? That's not gonna matter. This fight is actually kind of not winnable. Well, no. No, this fight is winnable. You just can't Armageddon yourself at the very beginning. I love it. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I know that this is not the way I want to fight this fight. So it was too funny. I had to do this. I do want to use the autosave just so I can actually fight the fight the way I'm supposed to. Oh my goodness. Okay, but we are gonna fight this fight. We've committed to fighting the fight. I am gonna go through these other heroes, just make sure that they can do what they need to do. But we're just not gonna do the immediate Armageddon. I think that your ranged damage is actually a little bit better if you don't. That's weird. Oh, I didn't combine the battle dwarves. So that's the penalty I get for not being appropriate and for letting the voices in my head tell me what to do when I shouldn't. That's my bad, everybody. Let me make sure everybody else is good. This is fine. No, I don't care anymore. Part of the problem with restarting, like, you should have, if you didn't want to restart all this way, you should have thought of that before you did all this. 248 archers up to 270. Okay. And we're not going to restart again. If we lose, we lose, but we're still going to commit to this fight because I think it's still a good fight or an important fight. It just feels really bad because I think we can't win, but at least we're going to give it our best shot. Last time we didn't give it our best shot, but this time we are. Okay. So we're going to go here, and let's see how we do this fight. For real this time. Okay. Roman says, after short talk about the house prices, Phixfox decided that Armageddon is funny. That is one. Oh my gosh. You can laugh or you can cry. I could just as easily be crying right now. That's great, Roman. That Katsu says he one-upped you with the yes, the enemy has one-upped me when they do the death ripple. That's hilarious. Voicer, amen. Short worthy fight with Berserk, perhaps. Katsu says with Berserks, maybe. Wolvie agrees. Funny Roman, GG. Tundar says sinister Phixfox moment with the Armageddon. I think so. And then Katsu says he clearly doesn't have anti-magic or dispel, so blind still works. I think so. I think that you keep your forces alive, you blind, and really you got to focus on these greater druids. Let them go into a defensive position, and just try and ride it out. Okay, there you go. And it's not doing a lot of damage. That was 14 phoenixes though. Like, you know, you got to make sure that your ranged damage still focuses in on these druids. But yeah, if you can keep this big stack from completely losing you the day, you're doing okay. I do think that the veteran pikemen are going to start to walk down the road to me. Good luck. Love it. Love it. I do think that these veteran pikemen are going to start to walk down, and I know that the unicorns are not good enough to deal with them. That feels kind of bad. Oh no, they're going to go into that defensive position. So here's the deal. You want like 5 greater druids left over, right? That's what you want. You want 5 greater druids left over so you freeze these veteran pikemen, and then you can just slowly whittle the enemies down again and again and again. That's what you really want. So this will kill them. Don't do that. Skip. Okay. 2 to 3. Yeah, we're only killing 2 to 3 at a time. That's okay. We already cast the blind. 16 will kill 4 to 7. I just need to make sure I don't get good luck. I do have good luck. Down to 12. Even 12 is acceptable. I'm going to risk it and get a little bit closer though. Yeah, okay. Veteran pikeman, skip. Got to cast the blind. Alternatively, hold on. Alternatively, we could wait on the blind and the enemies could cast whatever spell they want. Maybe they waste their spell with the Greater Druids. I get an extra turn off. Let me actually hit skip here. See if they cast a spell. No, they just attack. So they're saving their spells just to counteract that blind. Very interesting. Okay. Even if we get good luck twice, I don't think we kill the full stack. Okay, perfect. Oh, but this is a problem because he's going to continue to animate dead, or rather death ripple. 65 points of damage at a time. So he's only got... So next time that he death ripples, we're going to lose these Greater Druids. So we need to start working on these Veteran Pikemen right now, like yesterday. Okay. We're blind. Skip. Where the hell did that come from? What are you doing? You fooled me, folks. What was that? After 4 turns of death rippling himself, Captain Sante Paulus is like, you know what? I'm just going to dispel magic this time instead. And now they get their turn. They get their turn now with 700 or 618 rangers. Like, they're going to do damage now, and I can't stop it. That's crazy. So hold on. Maybe they're going to death ripple as many times. Like, if this stack is 10 Greater Druids, maybe they decide to do the death ripple instead. But when the number here gets too low, then they say, look, I really need this ranged damage. It's time for me to pull out all the stops. That's crazy. Huh. Tundar says, LOL, FHeroes2 for the win. Yeah, no kidding. I think the Rangers are going to kill the full stack of Phoenixes. And I think that they should. But there's 53 spell points left. Like, you're going to keep doing that again and again and again. Maybe what I do is I just counteract. You know, I might do this. What if I mean, I've got 500 spell points. What if I resurrect True the Phoenixes? Are these Rangers going to continually try and do the kill the Phoenixes? They might. And if that's the case, then I'll slowly whittle them down here with my ranged attack. No, even the Druids are attacking the Unicorns now. Yeah, Unicorns go down now. Okay. I'm just going to keep these stacks alive. 18 and 7. Skip. Yeah, but now they're focusing on the Grand Elves. And if you lose that damage... And the whole reason that I'm not doing a blind here is because now I know that they can counteract it. And that they will counteract it. 462 Rangers take a swipe out of the Unicorn. Okay, there we go. So now I know that they're going to focus on these Unicorns and not these other creatures. So now I'm just going to, through the power of Unholy Necromancy, keep you on that side of the battlefield. I gotta bring down all these other forces. And I have to leave these 3 Greater Druids alive so that the Veteran Pikemen don't come down and try and kill me. Unicorns are dead again and again, so we're going to just keep doing this. And I'm going to use the Resurrect True. I don't know. I don't know if I should be saving 3 spell points at a time, right? 3 spell points, 3 spell points. I mean, it's the same deal, but I feel like the computer does keep track of whether somebody's resurrected or resurrected true. I don't want to mess with something that works. It's expensive, but it's not worth messing around with. Like, we found a formula that's allowing us to do damage and not die. And we're killing 14 Rangers there. We're killing 35 there. I mean, we are getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. And even if, I'm just saying, ouch. Even if all we do is we bring down these Rangers and all these other creatures down to a reasonable level and come back and fight later, we've still done a pretty okay job. Like, I think we can still be happy with the job that we've done here in this fight, even if we don't end up successfully winning. That's not good. Don't do that again, please. Oh my gosh. Resurrect True. Please don't do that again. But the whole time, the enemy is not casting spells. Not casting Sante Paulus is in the chat, kicking the crap out of me here on the battlefield. Now he's here in the chat. What's up, guys? Tundar says, to you, kicking Phixfox's ass. Absolutely. Voyager says, artificial intelligence. Sante Paulus says, Phixfox beer is the longest I've ever seen. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see if we can get it a little bit longer. Good stuff. Kutsu says, they can't counteract you if you blind and attack with the elf or druid. Ranger gonna run out of shots and then the enemy team charges. So the Rangers have 17 shots left. How do they still have so many shots? But if they, yeah, it is you, Sante Paulus. You're destroying me right now. You're jacked. Yes, you are. But this is actually a really important point. So you're completely correct. So number one, Rangers run out of shots. I mean, these guys are about to run out of shots. 4 shots left, right? If the Rangers run out of shots, that's actually bad, because then the enemies will charge. I've got to find a way to get these spell points off of them. And so then the point is, well, Phixfox, what if we blind and then attack? That way they don't run out of shots. That way the enemies don't charge down. I think that's really smart, Kutsu. Oh. Whoops. I don't know what changed. Eventually the enemy said, enough of this horsing around, and they just decided to attack us. Now here's the question. 700 damage. If I could Armageddon and save 1 elf, I would. I'm doing some math here. 15 times 55. I don't think it's enough. My math's, I just want to make sure though. Well, that's 825. So that should be enough actually. So if I Armageddon here, I can take 1 big swipe out of all these forces. I will still have some elves left over. At this point, it's not really worth it to save anybody. I think that you just want to do damage. Because that's going to be, what, 70 Rangers? Yeah, that was like 70 Rangers. That was 3 Druids. Okay. Bunch of Crusaders, bunch of veteran pikemen. Like, I don't love this, right? This is not what I wanted. But at this point, Sante Paulus, you wrecked me. Here I am, da-da-da-da, dropped you like a hurricane. Da-na-na-na-na. Sante Paulus, that's your new theme music. I appreciate that. Thank you for humbling me. I needed that. I thought that this army was going to be unstoppable. No. But these enemies I was able to take down, I mean, taking down nearly 400 Rangers, that does bode pretty well. Like the pound per pound value that we just traded was pretty good. So I'm going to accept this. Losing 50 Phoenixes hurts so bad. But remember, 20 of those joined us for free in the desert. We're going to do this now. And folks, it's time. We have seen that the enemy is impossibly tough to deal with. We have seen that they are big and scary. We're going to get dragons. Not just a couple, but lots of dragons. We're going to get them all the way up to black dragons. And we are going to make darn sure, that when we return, that we can Armageddon you to death for free. We're probably gonna have to do some crazy hit and run tactics. We're gonna have to really pull out all the stops. This is gonna be my finest moment, if for no other reason than I am forced to have my finest moment. There is no advantage at this point that's not on the table, folks. I will use every single dirty underhanded trick I possibly can to make sure that we win this fight, because this scenario, clearly they've pulled out all the stops to beat us. Well, it seems only fair that we pull out all the stops to beat them. So, Sante Paulus, thank you. You have freed me from my own desires to let the enemy have certain advantages, and I am grateful that now we get to do way better things. So, here we go. On to a new day, folks. Month 2, week 4, day 5. We're gonna hit intern. We're gonna see what the enemy has, and then we're gonna consider taking a break again, because Sante Paulus is coming up the road, and Sante Paulus looks angry. Okay, Kutsu says, damn, he heard me. He did hear you. Katsu was talking about the enemy is gonna like just run down the battlefield, and it happened right then and there. That worked out. It was fine. It was fine. Sante Paulus says, I changed my mind. LOL, don't you dare. Don't you do it, Sante Paulus. And yes, Tundar, so Tundar says to Sante Paulus that this was the second fight. I actually did. You're gonna have to go back and see the first fight. You won handily, but the first fight, Roman pointed out, I was talking about the housing crisis, and then I immediately Armageddon myself. So we ended up fighting a second time because I realized that was a very rash and impetuous decision that was impacted by all the other things that we were talking about. We had to calm down and separate real life from the game. And yeah, so that was not the first time that I Armageddoned you. So don't you dare. Oh, I dare. Trust me, I dare. First fight did turn out pretty funny. Your poor Rangers, yeah, 380 of them, Sante Paulus. I feel bad. Sabora with the big, scared Pikachu face. Katsu, it would be a knight or a barbarian. She was a wet paper bag. She was. So she's got 3 attack, 4 defense. She's got no quality artifacts on her. I'm looking forward to a possibility where I get some of these better artifacts onto her. If we do, I think that fight is winnable. I think at this point though, it wasn't winnable because we didn't have the forces necessary. So, but Tundar says we lost our carry. Phixxy's the new number 1. He is, except she's got the spells. She's got the town portal. And with 445 spell points, like literally, I think if I just go Black Tower, and how many dragons is this? 13. Yeah, 13 dragons. I actually think that we're not in too bad of a position. I don't want to trade all the Mercury because of red towers and such. Gems, I don't really need that nearly so bad. Crystal, yeah, so 26. Let's get all 13 of these black dragons. Because right now, Sante Paulus is right on top of us. And what I think I can do at this point, we saved the Grand Elves with 6 speed. I think I can town portal, and I can rehire a couple times. Maybe I can get 2 Armageddons off. I think I can. Let's give this a shot. Let's go to Hydra Veil. Okay. We're gonna leave most of the dragons here. I shouldn't have done this. I should have left. I should have only brought as many dragons as I needed. What if we do this? Here. This is not gonna be enough movement points. 1820, we've already used like 300 of that. Yeah, I can only do this one time, I think. Yeah, I can only do this one time. That's so sad. This is going to be another 70 Rangers goes down. Most of, if not all of, the Crusaders and healthy bits of all these creatures. And I don't know, maybe this is enough. Maybe with 13 Black Dragons now, 64 and this, we still have only 3 attack, 4 defense. But if it's just dragons, can I reach? Can I rehire and reach? If I can reach this turn, I cannot. I think what you do is this. I think you have a single stack, you have a power stack. No, I think you got bone dragons. Here. Here and here. I think you have one single stack just in case. But then you'll try and send the 4-speed bone dragons in front. It'll go Crusaders, so 6 speed, 5 speed, 5 speed, bone dragons. Yeah. And then the bone dragons can just sit in front of the Rangers until time runs out. So we stay here overnight. If he attacks us, great. If he does not attack us, okay, fine. I'm even gonna leave the dragons here. I'm gonna leave this all just like so. So that way if he attacks, he's attacking Phixxer with 1 dragon. These forces drop down into the army to defend, and we'll see where that goes. Okay, so I like it. It'll work. Katsu asks, is the library going to make you reset your internet? We're at 3.5 hours. Yeah, I think it's either 4 or 5 hours. It's something like that. Yeah, we've been here for a minute. You're right. It's 3:30 my time. They close tonight at 6, but I can tell you folks, like, I know that this is going to be a part 3. and so I actually kind of don't want to just like really hurt myself doing all this. I'm hoping that we can resolve. Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping we can resolve this fight with Captain Paulus. I hope I can get to the library. I want to see Phixxy maybe tangle with some Titans. I want to see, let's see, what else do I want to see? Oh, I want Vammy to keep doing good Vammy things, like Vammy does. There's a couple of objectives I want to hit, but I'm keeping an eye on time, and I'm also keeping an eye on my energy levels. I didn't actually have breakfast this morning, which is a bad problem. Usually I do not forget to eat, but when I'm playing Heroes of Might and Magic, I do forget to eat. I do have to keep an eye on that. I should be better. I should be better. I do have a couple of snacks just in case, but they're not really enough. And then I do want to make sure I get back to my kids. My kids are great. I love my kids. So, 44 pikemen up to 107. Way to go, Vammy, doing Vammy things. +1 attack. Horde of orcs. Maybe they join for free. Nope. We'll accept these losses. 20 skeletons. Horde of air elementals, or rather earth elementals. We'll take them out. Expert wisdom for Vammy. Looks like Vammy's gonna get to pick up some genies. Oh, no. Vammy is gonna go through ogres, and Vammy's gonna pick up all these dwarves. Vammy is doing very important Vammy things. Very good. Very good. Meanwhile, Katsu, your time of going through, getting big and beefy is over. You're up to level 11. That's pretty good. In a lot of small to medium-sized maps, that's as good as you can expect. So I think that Katsu should be happy with their personal growth. I sure would be if I was them. And Xenofex is actually, we talked about going through these war trolls with Luna. It looks like Xenofex is actually close enough that we can do this little meetup, hand over the troops, and then that should be definitely sufficient to make this all work out in our favor. I'm going to accept these losses. The losses are actually acceptable enough that it's not worth the time to fight the fight. But Tundar, you are quite the barbarian horde taskmaster. I think you should be happy with that as well. We'll go through these cavalries, no problems. And this will get us on our way to this hill fort. Maybe even through the wolves. Maybe the wolves will join. Possibly. Sandro, doing wonderful things. Yep. Very good, very good. Archer's house. You know, we talked about, we picked up these peasants for free. If you're going to have a 2-speed creature slowing you down, you might as well get 37 archers. And then because Vammy's going in this direction, I think that Sir Sandro can actually defeat the peasants and then go through this graveyard. Maybe we get a really, really awesome artifact. Okay, folks, everything that we are doing right now hinges upon this moment. Is Sante Paulus going to attack, or is Sante Paulus going to run? I don't know, but I'm excited to find out. Sante Paulus says, town portal, yeah, it's not going to help you, I'm coming. Sante Paulus in real life is very confident. Very confident. I'm excited to see. Sante Paulus, does your avatar agree, or does your avatar feel otherwise? Oh, snap. Sante Paulus. You forget, I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve too, sir. This is going to be great. This is a good looking fight here. And I understand with 54 spell points left and all of this extra stuff, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why Sante Paulus should defeat us. Here's the thing. I wish I had an opportunity to unload some artifacts. I didn't. We need to be very, very smart about this fight still. We know that the enemy does have, basically, we'll call it unlimited dispels just for the purpose of this fight. 350 points of damage at a time. I think, I mean, this is 2 Armageddons, right? That's pretty much what that is. That's 2 Armageddons for 180 rangers down to 140. We're down to only 40. At that point, that's not too big of a problem. I think that the first thing we want to do is this. Look at the turn order. So I set this up so where our 4-speed flying creatures are going to get to go. Oh, unfortunately, they're going to get to go. These creatures are all going to pile on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So the rangers are not going to be able to be stopped by these bone dragons. I was thinking that the bone dragons could step up to here and prevent the rangers from doing damage. I realize now that's not going to be possible. And one black dragon is not going to survive, but it's possible that the black dragon could let another bone dragon slip in. So one black dragon and 1 bone dragon potentially saves you a lot of time. What if we do this? What if we can kill this Crusader? And then you got a single veteran pikeman coming up in a little bit. Let's do this actually. Well, heck, if that's the case, then we can just do a fireball, and that'll kill 14 rangers, and that'll open up some spots for us. But if we wait, then we get some of these additional swordsmen with the fireball. Yeah. So we're going to attack with a single black dragon. We're going to skip on this black dragon here. Oh, shiz. I screwed up. I messed up. Folks, I made an error. Oh, no, I'm fine. We're fine. Oh, we're fine. Look at this. We're okay? No, we're not okay. I didn't think that the veteran pike... I forgot 2 hex creatures. I thought I could step up into there. We can blind now because then they just lose their turn. Oh boy, I kind of want to just attack and attack. Pretty soon we'll eventually take out this Crusader. Yeah, we might even take him down with the ballista here. We'll skip. There's the Dispel, which is actually okay. Crusaders are not attacking. We blind because that just makes the most sense. And I think that the pikemen are going to attack here. Swordsmen maybe attack there. Oh, but they left some space open. Interesting. Very interesting. So the AI sees what I see. But they did not dispel this from the Rangers. Save. You dispel now. You dispel now. With the Armageddon, you can't cover up the Rangers. The Bone Dragon's going to slide in. Okay, so I did it perfectly. Okay, this is going to work out. No, because the Armageddon's going to kill your own Bone Dragon. Don't worry. We'll figure this out eventually. I think you're just going to have to take some damage. I think we just have to take damage. Because this one little turret's not going to do it for you. Yeah, but with a moat, I can literally blind. Hold on. With a moat, I can fly around and I can literally run away from veteran pikemen and master swordsmen until the cows come home. Yeah, I think that we should just stick with the blind technique. Because either he's going to unblind or I'm going to get extra spell casts off, and I don't really care which happens, because unless you get good morale while you're in the moat here, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. So if I attack the Crusader now, is that going to help me? No, because swordsmen are going to peel off. I'm doing a lot of thinking here, folks. And I'm really worried. Blood morale, it's highly possible that these creatures get into me. I don't want to waste the Bone Dragon. I'd like to do the Armageddon. How about I do this? How about I just do this? Kill the Crusader. We're right in front of your Ranger friends. I could do quite a bit of damage. I don't think it'll really help though. If I Armageddon right now, then the Rangers are going to lose their turn. And then I can Armageddon again at the beginning of the next round. That's pretty much what you want. So now it's just time to Armageddon. Okay, it'll work. It'll work. I'm trying to make sure that I don't lose more forces than I ought to. At this point, we devoted one Black Dragon, and we devoted some other forces kind of to this endeavor. That's okay. It's all okay. We do have normal morale, so we're not going to get a chance at good morale. We're going to go to here, see what they do. They do nothing. Oh, they walk right through. Whoops. Okay. But now they've split, so we do another Armageddon. So 53 pikemen are down to 18, and now you just attack here. You kill the full stack there. Haste? I don't even care about that. I don't even think about you ever. It's like he knew. Sante Paulus, it's like you knew that you were going to get the good morale there. Now, as much as I don't want to see Sante Paulus again, we've officially broken the power of Sante Paulus. All it cost us was 50 phoenixes and, you know, so on and so forth. Wasn't great the way we did all this, but we eventually got there. So, Sante Paulus, somewhere you are out there, and somewhere you have a fistful of artifacts. I could not have collected them all from you anyway, and so I will take a little bit of satisfaction in knowing that as bad as this was, it could have been worse. As bad as it was, it could have been worse. So, Katsu says, move the elf. Oh, never mind, the black dragon will stack up. Yeah, they'll stack up that way. Just in case you're wondering, it's what Katsu's referring to is here. These elves, if there's somebody right here, then they're gonna fall down like so. If you have a garrison and forces here, then when the battle fights, it'll turn in like that. And then Sante Paulus, I'm coming, living or dead, always ahead of you, always fed by your dread. Dude, I didn't know you were a poet. Very nice, very nice, very good. Katsu said they didn't stack. Interesting. Air elementals will take the hit, I would think. Probably. And then everybody more or less agrees that Phixfox could have done a little bit better there, but eventually we got to the end. See what the fireball is good. Yeah. Sante Paul says, go boys, it's dead dragons today. We eventually got there. Oh, hi Phixfox wife. Yes, I see that you texted me. Folks, my dear Phixfox wife, she wants me to come home. And we had talked about kind of trying to finish this up a little bit anyway. I think that was a good fight to kind of end on, because Sante Paulus was doing so much. So to Moucheron, Quipet, and all of the wonderful people that are with you right now, welcome. I am just signing off, and I'm not going to stay too much longer. We're going to get caught up on chat. I'm going to check in with Moucheron Quipet, see how he's doing here in 2026, and then we're going to end up calling it a day, because we're actually at a pretty good spot. That was a good fight to end on, especially since my dear sweet wife would like hang out. Sante Paulus sent my wife as a distraction. And Katsu appreciates that she's direct and straight to the point. Katsu says he read your message earlier and responded. The problem is I do respond late. I respond like 5 minutes after all is said and done, so my bad. Katsu said they didn't stack up. Normally I would expect it if you had something in your army, the garrison stacks showing your army stack. Yeah, I think that happened more in Heroes 2. I think with FHeroes2, what I just displayed is what is typical for FHeroes2, but for Heroes 2 you might be right. I'm not too sure. Furfine, hello everyone. Hello Furfine, lovely to have you here. Welcome. And Katsu says greetings to Moucheron Quipet and the Raiders. And Pixo was there as well. Raid. Hello there, Moucheron Quipet. Hopefully you're doing very, very well. Sante Paul says hi, my chunky pet. Yeah. Hello. Katsu says nice cliffhanger. I'm sure Sante Paulus will return with some new tricks. I'm sure. Fun playthrough. I'm having a fun time with it. Loving it myself. And then Moucheron Quipet just finished. I don't know how you say that name, but he is Jaznay's Excel map. I know them from the FHeroes2 Discord. They're very active there, but I haven't checked out their map yet. I need to finish up this one. And we are still quite some time away from finishing up this one. I must say so myself. Tundar says, love to you and the family Phix. Thank you so much. Love to everybody here. Appreciate everybody is doing a great job. And Tundar, thank you so much for a wonderful map. Thank you for you and your friends. Tell your kid that he's awesome. And I appreciate everybody very, very much for the support. It's great that Heroes, Might, and Magic brings us all together near and far, wherever we may be. But Moucheron Quipet will get to this one soon enough. Love it. Alrighty. Looking forward to part 3. Thank you, Sabora. Thank you, Katsu. Thank you, Sante Paulus. Thank you, Tundar. Thank you, Pixo. Thank you, Moucheron Quipet. I could continue to, everybody in chat. The longer I go back, the more names I see. Furfine, Phixfox wife. Thank you, dear. And yeah, the further I scroll, the more I see. I know Boriser has been here. I know that Stixel's been here. Wolves has been here. Gosh, yeah, the more I scroll through, the more I realize I've got a lot of people to disappoint. So, folks, thank you for the time. Thank you for the energy. The pleasure is mine. Do me a huge favor. Look after you. Look after your friends. Look after your family. Take very good care of yourself, because if you don't, who will? I'll look forward to coming back to Spritely Part 3 here on Spritely's expansion. We'll plan on doing that this upcoming week, either on a Friday or Saturday. Or it's possible, well, it's not going to be Friday. I have to work this upcoming Friday, but that might mean that we might have a sneaky ninja stream on a Monday or Tuesday. We will see. No guarantees, but just keep an eye out for that. And if we do have one of those, we will come back here on that day and that time. So thank you all very much. Appreciate the time, and we'll catch you on the flip-flop. Bye-bye.